what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Kev,
Yo, yo,
co-host
yo.
Nathan Ish, baby. You already know the deal. Shout out to my man Chill. What's good, Chill?
What's happening? What's happening? Your boy Chill Sampras, aka Brother Noom, sit here representing the 305 in my heat. Shout out to you, Kev, for having me back on here once again.
Always, man.
Another chop up session. Yo, we gonna really, it should be a really good episode.
Yeah,
I'm hoping
man.
that the energy is lit as y'all had it last episode. But yeah, we ready, man. We ready. So how you feeling about that Knicks in 5 right now?
Well, you know, I'm never ashamed to say when I'm wrong, bro. So shout out to y'all. I can only tip my hat, right? Um, because from what I saw yesterday, there's not really much to say. You know what I mean?
Your man,
I
yeah,
mean,
it's not.
I will
It's
say
really.
this though,
Go
right?
ahead.
I will say this, and for both teams, neither one shot the ball well.
At all.
Um, and that's from behind the arc and from the field. Shout out to my boy. Shout out to Carlos. What's good, man? Shout out to Marlon. Appreciate y'all for pulling up.
I see
What's
y'all good
good,
looking
guys?
out, fellas. Good looking out.
Like really, there's nothing really. It was all about basically who wanted it more. You know, who who
Definitely.
had who had the more heart, who who had the more hustle. That's what it was about. And I gotta tip my hat, man. Like the Heat came to play, and we just got outplayed in every step of the way, bro. Like from the beginning of the game all the way to the end of the game, we never had the lead, and we never had no rhythm. Um, even when we tried, even when we tried to counter whatever y'all did, like whatever run y'all had, um, y'all always counted back with something. So like I ain't got no smoke really, bro. We got cooked.
Yeah, and and I told you last episode. I told y'all boys last episode that y'all should be afraid. I told y'all last time y'all should be afraid because of what I saw in game 2 and the way that those boys executed and still gave ourselves a chance to win that game without our key player. But anyway, yo, forget about game 2. Let's just jump right into game 3. All right. We came out, my Heat, shout out to my Heat, came out aggressive, like you said, from the start. From the very start, the effort was there. The aggression was there right away. We came back in our building and we put our foot down on the neck of y'all New York Knicks. And I looked through the crowd. I saw all the blue jerseys sprinkled throughout the
They
Miami
was out
arena.
there. They
I
was
saw
out
some of the
there.
blue. I saw y'all bought the flip mode squad. Y'all had Black Moon and Buckshot Shorty. Y'all had
What
y'all
up,
had
day
Spliff
one? What up,
Star and
baby?
Rock Digger. Y'all had everybody. Y'all brought everybody from New York that y'all could possibly bring,
What
but
up,
it's still
Joshua?
our
Peace.
house. Look, man, like you said, we outscored y'all boys in every single quarter. This was total domination. This was total
Yeah, yeah.
domination on both sides of the ball. I could just say we cooked y'all on offense, but then that would be taking credit away from our defense because our defense was championship level defense. And I told y'all what it was going to be.
But
Jimmy,
wait a
go
minute.
go
Hold
ahead,
up a
go ahead, because I
second.
got plenty. So go ahead.
Hold up
I'm
a
gonna let you
second.
get it all off
Like
that
I
you
like
need.
I said though, like they yeah, I
That's
mean,
right,
you
Jaffe.
know,
They ain't mean Jack. Go ahead.
we really, neither team shot the ball well. We because y'all didn't shoot the ball well. Y'all from the 3-point line, y'all shot 21%. And from the field, y'all was 38% from the field. That's like average,
Oh
right?
yeah, yeah,
Same for
yeah.
the Knicks.
I'm definitely
Um,
gonna get to that. It was poor shooting on
it was
both sides
poor
of the
shooting
game,
on both
so it came
ends. Like
down
I
to
said,
effort
it was
and
more about
toughness.
effort, and we didn't have that effort today.
Not
We got
only
a
did
little
y'all,
something we got a little something from our bench, but it wasn't enough to to really help out.
Your bench, look, your bench is being exposed, Kev. You sat up here and told me before game one how much better your bench and your
My
role
bench,
players were than
my
ours.
bench.
But I'm gonna
I'll
tell you
still
like
stand on
this,
that. I still stand on that.
and I
But I
stand
think
on this. We don't believe you. In the words of
no,
Jay-Z,
that's cool.
you need
That's
more
cool.
people. There's no way in a blood
That's
clot
cool.
world y'all gonna tell me that your role players are better than
It's
ours
a
when
proven
we
fact, though. It's a proven fact. We've our role players have proven it. It's just that right now our role players haven't played up to par, but they've been a much better bench than your bench throughout the season, and it just it hasn't showed up in the playoffs.
So you
It
want to get
hasn't
it?
showed up
So
in
you
the
do you want to
playoffs.
jump into a time machine and go back to the regular season? Because
I'm
we
just
can
saying
easily
it's a
take you
fact
there.
though.
We
You
can
could
put you in
discredit.
time machine
Listen,
and back
you
to the
I
future, your bomber clock, back
listen,
into the regular season. But right now we
listen.
talking about playoffs, and right
Listen,
now
your Roz
y'all
Claus.
have not beat playoff
Yeah,
Jimmy.
I know my little language too.
Good.
All right, your Roz. Yeah, I know my shit too. All
I feel
right.
you.
So
Facts of the
check
matter,
this
though,
out.
Kev. Facts of the matter is
The fact is that I know you're gonna try to discredit my bench, and it is what it is. They haven't played up to par, but my bench has been a top 10 bench all season.
your
You know
starters
what I
ain't even
mean?
play up to par. But that's
What do
another
you
story.
mean?
Like I was,
Our starters have played up to par throughout the playoffs. It's just that in this game we struggled. In this game
okay,
we struggled. We
okay.
have 3 players averaging 20 plus points a
I'm a
game through in the playoffs as well. So you can't tell me that our starting 5 hasn't done anything. That's cap.
No, I'm not telling. I'm telling you that your 3 stars,
In this
Julius
game,
Randle, in
in
this
this
game,
game, in
4
this
for
game,
15.
in this
R.J. Barrett,
game,
5 for 16.
in this game,
Brunson,
in this game,
Lord
in
have
this
mercy,
game.
jeez, yo. This is the game. This is the playoffs. So what other games you want
Okay,
to talk
but
about?
in the
What
first
you
two
want to
games,
talk
that's
about
not
in the
the
regular
conversation
season
we
when
was
Tyler
having.
Hero was playing? He's not playing right now, so we can't talk about that. Right now, what the fact remains is y'all boys cannot and have not beat playoff Jimmy. I don't. There's nothing
We
that you can show
well,
me
you
to
really
tell
you
me
well
that your
that
team.
I mean, we didn't have our best player for game one, which I think we would have we
Okay,
would have won
okay.
that
So
game with
so we
flying
give
colors.
y'all. Okay, so let's say hypothetically
So
y'all have
so
him.
we would have been
Y'all had him
we would have
tonight.
been
I mean, y'all had him last.
if we go by your logic, we would be up 2-1 right now.
Y'all had him in game 3. If Jimmy
Okay, and we
Jimmy didn't
won
want to
again,
be
and we had him
generous
in
and
game two,
sit
and we
out game
won.
2, we would
We had him
be
in
up
game 2 and
3-0.
we won. It's just that we didn't have the same energy in this game. Of
How?
course it's
Y'all
gonna
have
be
not beat
cap. Of
Jimmy
course
Butler
it's gonna
yet
be
in these
cap because
playoffs.
y'all biased, y'all against the Knicks,
Look,
and y'all don't like the Knicks. Of course, y'all
Jimmy
not
Butler
gonna
on a
agree with what I'm saying. You're gonna
can
think
you
that
agree
I'm
that
cap
Jimmy
and
Butler has been the
but
best
y'all
player in
really
these
being
playoffs?
biased,
Can you agree
and
that
it's
Jimmy Butler
understandable.
can you agree that Jimmy Butler has been the best player of these playoffs?
I can't disagree with that. I can't
Okay.
disagree.
Okay.
Jimmy
And with
Butler,
saying
listen,
that,
Jimmy
and
Butler is gonna be Jimmy Butler.
saying
There's
that,
no doubt
that's
about
the
it.
point. Y'all have not proven y'all can beat playoff Jimmy yet.
Right.
You are winless against playoff Jimmy. And then second piece of that is in these playoffs this year, we are undefeated at home. We forced y'all into a must-win game on Monday coming
We
up
only down 2-1. You know
on
the
the road.
season's
But this is a must-win.
the
So
playoffs is not over.
don't fool yourself. Monday
It's
is a
not over,
must-win for
bro.
y'all boys. If
It's
y'all go
only
down 3-1,
2-1.
it's
It's
a
only
wrap.
2-1.
It's
It's
a
not
wrap.
over. We still got more time to play.
So Monday is not Monday is a must-win game for y'all, Kev.
Of
Don't fool
course it is.
yourself.
Of course it is.
So my point is, we forced y'all. We took home court from you and forced you into a must-win game on our
But you
court.
did what you were supposed to do.
And y'all ain't
Bro,
proved
don't hit me
that
with
y'all
that,
can beat
Chill, because
playoff
you did
Jimmy
what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to protect home court, and you did that.
on a
Shout out to
bad
y'all for
ankle.
that.
Jimmy Butler on a bad
Shout out to
ankle
y'all
gave
for that.
y'all
What do you want me
28.
to say? That's what
He
you're supposed
cooked
to
your
do.
best
Just
perimeter.
like when you was in my home court, you won one, we lost one, and we still have a chance to do the same.
The only reason we lost that game is because playoff Jimmy wasn't playing.
And the only reason why we lost game one was because Julius Randle didn't play in game one.
That's
if you want to go with
that's
that,
cap.
if you want to go with that logic,
Julius Randle played in
I know.
game 3
Listen, bro,
and gave y'all 4 for 15 when Bam decided to defend him.
Bro, this is what I don't understand with you guys. Y'all don't like to give people credit when it's deserved. Only when it's Jimmy Butler, they get their flowers. That's the only time y'all want to give flowers.
I got a whole page of flowers to give Jimmy.
I'm going to give Jimmy. Game one, y'all don't have that same energy.
Did you see what Jimmy did to your best perimeter defender? He was cooking Josh Hart out there. He was cooking Josh Hart so bad that Jimmy looked over at Tibbs and said, "Get this guy off of me."
That was in this game.
You know better.
That was in this game. That was only in this game.
Know better.
Because in game one, it wasn't like that. In game one, it wasn't like that. That was only in this game. Okay, so let's not do that.
Adjustments were made, Kev. This is why I tell you these are the playoffs, and we have a far better coach. We have a far better scheme against
it still would have been like that in game one had Julius Randle played? You think it would have ended that way?
Look here.
Because by what you're telling me, we only won that game because of Jimmy Butler didn't play.
Y'all haven't proven y'all can beat Jimmy yet. Now, if you have beat Jimmy in any playoff game, then you can say that.
With Jimmy, y'all barely beat us in game one. So just imagine if we could go tit for tat. Y'all don't like to hear that part, though.
Yeah, the fact
it's one-sided. It's very one-sided with y'all. Y'all don't like to hear that. And I don't like that, man, because I'm giving y'all credit, but y'all don't want to give credit when credit is due.
But what credit do you want me to give you? We just blew y'all out by 19 points in a playoff game, fam.
Y'all did.
What type of credit you want me to give you?
In this game.
I predicted that we was going to do this to y'all. I told you to be afraid, and you didn't want to listen. You didn't want to listen to me.
I'm never afraid. And my soul is never hurt. You're hurt because listen, Jaffe, you're only hurt. You're here because you got swept 2 years in a row. And you just want to troll the Knicks. That's all you want to do.
Hey,
you're hurt.
You know
your
what though?
Is more hurt than mine.
But let's not act like y'all been back. Y'all been here for the past 12 years either.
Cool.
So let's not act like y'all not just happy to be here in New York Knicks.
You need to get your facts straight. You know why?
How many years has it been then? I'm sorry. How many years?
We was just here the year before last. The year that y'all got swept by Milwaukee.
Forgive me. Y'all had a cup of coffee in the playoffs once in the last 13 years. Forgive me if that slipped my mind. But let's talk about it. Let's not stray away from the fact that Jimmy gave Josh Hart 28 big ones on a half of an ankle.
On the whole 28
if
points
Jimmy was out there
on
crutches, he would have still gave y'all boys the business. Gave y'all the
28 points.
I'm not saying look the majority. No. Let's talk about it. Y'all threw Grimes at Jimmy. Y'all threw RJ at Jimmy. I even saw Mitchell Robinson trying to guard Jimmy.
Can I ask you a question though?
Because didn't have an answer.
You see how you just said he put the whole 28 on Josh Hart.
I said he gave him 28. He didn't put. Regardless of how many
the whole
team
28, not Josh Hart 28. There's a difference.
Okay, was Josh Hart not the primary? Was he not the primary defender on Jimmy Butler? The primary defender.
Okay. So he didn't really put 28 on Josh Hart. He put 28 on the Knicks.
Okay, so he put 20 on Josh Hart and 8 points on everybody else. How does that make you feel better?
If you counted each point,
and he was getting it done from everywhere. He's getting it done from the mid-range. He's getting it done from the paint. Y'all even double team. Y'all sent multiple defenders at Jimmy, and he turned over his left shoulder and hit Michael Jordan nasty fadeaways. Yak him from the baseline. Yak him, turn around, pivot, drop step. He's serving y'all boys. He was serving y'all from every aspect of the court. So this again is my point in making to you is that when Jimmy Butler is in the game and he's asserting himself like this, there's no way. Y'all don't have a chance. Y'all do. I said at first, I said Knicks. I said Heat in 7. But the way this is looking right now, and the disrespect that y'all, it might be karma coming back because it just might be Heat in 5.
It's not disrespect.
There's nothing that y'all showed me to make me feel like y'all can beat us.
It was confidence.
Confidence. at
I
all.
thought
And it
by the
wasn't.
way we was playing, we'd be able to do that, you know, and we was playing with a lot of confidence coming into the series, and that's why that's what was said.
It wasn't even just Jimmy though. That's another reason why y'all need to be afraid of game 4, because this wasn't just Jimmy. This was a super efficient Bam Adebayo. This was probably the best defensive Adebayo that I've seen in these playoffs. Now, shout out to Coach Spo, because Spo did come with the switch up. He did see something in game 2, and I told you he would, and he's going to switch it in game 3. So what he did, yeah, we still played that zone, but he challenged Bam to focus on Julius Randle one-on-one. Whenever Julius Randle got the ball, whether it's on the wing or whether it's on the pivot on the
They was
post,
getting away with a lot of
Bam
fouls too.
Adebayo
They were
switched
getting
to
away
man
with a lot of
defense.
fouls
He
too.
took
A
the
lot of
challenge
holding
and he held
calls.
that boy
A
to
lot
10.
of holding
How many points?
calls.
10
Him
points.
and your man, what's his name?
Well, come
Him and
on.
Zella. Him and
Don't do
Zella were
that.
butchering the shit
Don't
out
do
of
that.
Julius
You
Randle.
didn't let me do
Yeah,
that in
y'all
game
was.
2.
Y'all was holding
You
him.
didn't let me
Y'all
blame
was
the refs in
holding him,
game
hitting
2.
him hard, getting away with a lot of no calls.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get to
A
match drop.
lot of
Yeah,
no
we're
calls
gonna
in
get
this
to
game
match
on
truce.
both on your
But nah,
side.
let's not talk about that. Let's not talk
Yeah.
about the
We
officiating,
could even
because
talk about
we got called for more fouls
the
than y'all
so-called
did.
dirty play
We
when
got called
Bam
for more fouls
Adebayo
than
fell
y'all
on
did.
Emmanuel Quickly's ankle.
Nah, let's not. Don't even
Yeah,
do that. Don't
taking
do
out
that, Kev.
players just like he
Don't do
took
that,
out
Kev.
Julius Randle in the regular season, right? Let's
Don't
talk
do that.
about it.
Don't do that.
Let's
Don't
talk
do that.
about it.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
Julius
cause,
Randle
cause
shooting
yo, let
4
me
for
tell you something.
15 is not because Bam was holding
We
him.
made a run,
4 for 15.
the referee found a way to like take our momentum away from us with little ticky-tack bullshit calls, and then our players was getting super hacked, and we was getting nothing.
We still got called for more fouls than y'all.
We was getting nothing.
The referees were still favoring y'all though. So how are you going to blame
They
officiating?
was not at
In
all.
the game,
They
we
was
got
not at
called.
all.
We got called for 25 fouls. Our players got called for 25 fouls. Y'all got called for 22. Yo, your free
it
throw
didn't seem
shooting
like
was
that
just
at all.
poor.
It didn't
Your
seem
free
like
throw
that at
shooting was
all.
just poor. Just look, shout out again to Coach Spo, because Coach Spo, this is an underrated aspect of this victory, was the adjustment that Spo made from going zone for the whole game to going man to man. We actually switched and played a hybrid zone where instead of having the big men at the top, this time we had our bigs at the bottom, which was smarter. Because in essence, that's where we were getting beat in game 2. I give y'all that. Y'all pounded us on the boards because we had our bigs all the way at the top of the paint playing that zone. But what Spo did and saw that is he switched the zone and put Bam and Zeller on the bottom end of the zone. And as soon as it went to Julius,
I don't know, because
Bam was right there at him.
I kind of disagree, because a lot of the reasons, I think a lot of the reason why we lost again in this game was because we wasn't hitting our shots. We was 8 of 40 from the 3-point line. Why they shot 43s and shot 20% from the 3-point line is beyond me.
We shot bad from the 3-point line too.
But we was shooting, we shot terrible, and we just wasn't being aggressive. The same energy we had in game 2, we didn't have in game 3 at all whatsoever, especially Julius Randle.
I think go ahead.
Julius Randle was off all night.
He was off because Bam. What was the difference though? The difference was,
I just think that he wasn't being aggressive. He wasn't trying to be aggressive.
So you're not giving Bam no credit for that, then?
Nah,
you're basically
I'm not giving Bam no credit, because I think because in game 2 he ate up Bam Adebayo.
The game 2 we were playing zone majority of the time. So the only time he would see Bam was when he would swing to that side. But in this game 3, Bam played Julius man to man pretty much the entire game. There was no. You might not have noticed that adjustment because in your eyes,
seen him getting double teamed.
You just see him struggling.
I seen Julius Randle get double teamed a few times.
Yeah, a few times he did. A few times he did. Masterful job by Coach Spo.
So you can't say they were playing man to man on him the whole time, because
every time
one of our guys went to the basket, they was getting double team, triple team. So I don't know about that.
The bulk of that time,
I don't know about that. I don't know what game you saw.
Nah, Kev, don't do that. Don't do that. You know good and well, Bam played him man to man more in game 3 than he played him in game 2. So that adjustment by Coach Spo, by taking Bam out of the zone and playing him man to man on Randall, that put the challenge on Bam Adebayo, who felt like he's defensive player material. He took that challenge and held your boy to 10. But instead of you saying Bam held him to 10, you're going to say he struggled. Oh, well, Julius just struggled.
He struggled
because he was facing man-to-man defense.
He was shooting way too many threes. He went 0 for 5 from the 3-point line. 0 for 5 and then 4-15 from the field, bro.
I told you, we invite y'all.
He wasn't trying to be aggressive. He wasn't trying to go to the basket.
All of the threes. Y'all can shoot all of the threes y'all want to shoot. But that paint is our domain. Y'all not getting nothing in there. Y'all can shoot the threes.
He wasn't trying to look for his teammates. He wasn't trying to do none of that. It was just ISO Randall. I mean, I hate to say it because that's my guy, but I think that he wasn't trying to get people involved, and he tried to put the team on his back because we was just playing like shit yesterday.
Y'all in trouble, man. Randall and Brunson combined for 0 for 10 from downtown. So it wasn't just like, oh, Julius struggled, so we lost the game.
But they weren't.
At what point are you going to give our defense credit? You just going to sit up here and tell me that everybody on your team just struggled? But wait a minute,
wasn't a lot of those 3-point shots open shots that we
took? They were open for a reason. They were open because our defense.
But we're supposed to bank those down, though. We're supposed to knock those down. We didn't knock them down.
If we believe that Coach Spo would not let y'all shoot all of those jump shots like that, if we really believe that y'all was going to make those
I don't know. Josh Hart has been shooting the ball pretty well from behind the arc.
And Josh Hart can shoot 23s, and we'll live with that. We'll live with the results. That's what I'm talking about. 305 stand up. Got a Heat fan in the building. I see you. I see you, GC.
What's your man name?
Shout out to you, brother.
And all kind of illness TV. What's good, y'all?
Hold up. What's your name again, bro? I didn't hear you.
Game. Hold on. Let me see. My mic on?
Yeah, we hear you. We hear you, fam.
Okay. Yeah.
Heat Nation.
Game. What y'all, man?
What up, bro? I appreciate you for coming through, man.
Yeah, salute to you. As I was just saying to you before we had a new visitor come in here, you're not going to sit up here and discredit our defense, fam. You're not going to sit up here and say that just everybody on your team, because that's all you're saying right now. You're saying that we struggled. Oh, Randall struggled. Oh, we shot.
We had a lot of our open shots weren't dropping.
The open shots were not dropping,
bro.
Why were they open shots to begin with, though?
But how about our mid-range shots? They weren't dropping. Nothing was dropping for us, bro.
Because
we
our
driving
defense,
to the basket. Guys weren't making
layups defensively. Y'all mid-range shots were contested.
It wasn't because
he wasn't lying about ISO Randall, though. He was not lying about ISO.
I'm not lying. I know what I'm talking about.
He's not good at moving the ball.
I watch bro. This is what I keep saying. Like I don't try to be biased, bro. A lot of these people, like I love Chill. That's my guy, but he be biased. They biased. You know what I mean? Like, bro, I know what I'm talking about. Bro, listen.
You being biased.
When Julius Randle came to play in game 2, look at what happened. He was trying to get his teammates involved. Now, one time did he try to get anybody involved in this game?
Kev, he never did. Spo changed the defense.
Randall likes to play. When Randall get mad, Randall likes to play ISO ball. He was bad, but Bam was defending him very well, though.
And that's why I think he tried to play ISO ball so much, because he saw Bam out there on a one-on-one.
He tried to get up on Bam.
Lit up. He like, this is a challenge. Y'all gonna try to man-to-man him with, but so that forced Julius into taking these bad shots because he thought he was just gonna put it on Bam.
You seen the post interview with Randall. Cause you seen how his body language and everything. Julius Randall was mad. Yeah, he was pissed that Bam had put that good a defense on him. He was mad.
And Kev don't want to admit that. Kev, why you can't just admit that Bam made a difference in even the shots that Julius was settling for in this game? There were certain instances in game 2.
Wanted to fight. He wanted to fight.
Yo, you know what it is? Zella and Bam Adebayo was sent out there to attack them, and he fell for the trap.
Julius played 38.
And look, you know what? What? This is why I shout out to you, bro, because you'll sit there and admit that, but Chilla fight it to the end. That's not what happened. That's not what happened. Coach Bo didn't send Zeller and your man out there to frustrate Julius Randle, and he fell for the trap and he started playing ISO basketball, and they completely took him out of the game. Don't tell me, bro.
So you agreeing with me then? I agree with that. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But at the
I
end
totally
of the day,
agree with that. Like
that still gives credit to Spam and Bo though, and Bam. Bam and Bam, Spo and Bam get credit for that. Then that's where you're not giving them credit.
Spo knew because he knew how Randall is. You can see it is not just with our team. If Randall was in most of that Cleveland series, then he'd have did the same thing. It'd have been a whole different Cleveland series if Randall was there. That's why if you notice, the Knicks played better without Randall.
Listen, and that playoff series, Julius Randle didn't even play well. I told Chill that, and he missed the game.
Yeah, he missed. He missed most of the games for that Cleveland series too with his ankle. And you see how they won 4-1 because they was moving the ball. They was allowed to get to spots, different shooters. You see, Obi Toppin went crazy one game, and Obi Toppin is he is a horrible free. He's a horrible 3-point shooter.
Obi.
That's the thing. Me personally, when I think Obi's at his best when he's attacking the basket.
Yeah. Yeah, Obi and when he able to freely dunk, Obi Toppin is straight. Now, what's gonna hurt y'all is that Emmanuel Quickly was off the bench. He a spark off the bench, and him being hurt might slow down the bench production a little bit too.
Well, I will say this. I think that Coach Tibbs is not trying. I think he's being stubborn right now because when we had Grimes starting, our team played better. The floor was open more. And Josh Hart brings a different kind of energy off the bench with Emmanuel. He takes pressure off Emmanuel quickly. And in this series, Coach Thibodeau has started him, and he got Grimes coming off the bench because Grimes injured his shoulder in the Cleveland series.
I think it's more out of necessity.
So I think that's another reason why we kind of struggling offensively.
And he feels like Josh Hart is a better defender than Grimes.
Yeah.
And he needs that. He can't just let Jimmy Butler walk all over Grimes the way that he probably would.
I mean, but
they was trying to stop Jimmy with Hart too.
But they was throwing everybody at Jimmy. Jimmy was cooking every damn. But they could have had Willis Reed out there. They could have threw Allen Houston or Latrell Sprewell or Larry LJ. Jimmy was cooking everybody in a blue jersey.
Yeah, he was going crazy. Hopefully, Quickly is all right, and I think he gonna sit out. They're gonna have him sit out tomorrow because his ankle still ain't right. His ankle still ain't right.
Salute to Quickly. I wish him the best, but he
me
gave
too.
y'all 2 for 8 from 3-point before he was injured.
I told you,
so I didn't see. So it's not like he was shifting the needle either way at that moment.
No, he wasn't moving the needle, but he was. I think Thib was planning on using him. Thibs would have probably put him in the starting lineup if he didn't get injured.
Yeah.
That would have had to be an adjustment.
I think Quickly's been struggling throughout the whole playoffs. I mean,
y'all
before
see
the season ended, he was cooking. Once the playoffs started, I think with Quickly the lights got real bright. And he caught the jitterbugs.
And all I know is Kyle
I think throughout, but you see, at least I admit it. At least I admit it.
Was out there serving.
At least I admit it though. I admit it. I don't fight it. Quickly hasn't showed up. He's been getting cooked. I mean, defensive.
Did you see Lowry cooking him? Did you see Kyle Lowry cooking?
No, Kyle Lowry is cooking him. I can't take that away from him. But Kyle Lowry is a seasoned veteran, Bro. Quickly only got 2 years experience in the playoffs.
Exactly. This is what we talked about. This is what we talked about.
He didn't win the championship and everything. He was cooking Quickly though. He was cooking
championship experience. Kyle Lowry off the bench, 14 points, 4 assists, made 4 for 4 from the free throw line. He had those fours going. Shout out to Victor Oladipo, who's number 4. I hope he gets well soon. And also shout out to Ogun. All those Santeros know about Ogun and number 4. But that number 4 was working for him. He had 50% shooting and only made three threes. But he was getting into the paint. He
was in his bag yesterday. He was in his bag the
other
other day.
In his bag. He was all the way in his bag.
We gonna need more of that from Kyle. We gonna need more of that. We gonna need that more of that money. We gonna need that same Bam Monday too, because once the Knicks ain't finna come out as flat as they was
They
last game.
definitely not. But
They
shout out
finna
to
come out
Max
with it.
Strus too. Our
Yeah,
role
Strus
players
too.
was clicking. Max Strus gave us 50% shooting, 19 points. He also made three threes, and he was getting in the paint. This
That's
wasn't
the big
even the Max
difference.
Strus that we used to. This
That's
Max
the big
Strus
difference.
he was getting in there. He was in the paint. He's making layups. He's dunking the ball. This Max Strus is looking like an upgrade from Tyler Hero. Forgive me for saying that, but Max's defense is a levels above Tyler Hero.
Yeah, he defends way better than Tyler.
I'm saying that
no, he
the way
just
that we're
as far as
playing
defense go, as far as like
yes.
scoring, as far as scoring, Tyler Hero got that.
No, Tyler Hero is a better scorer, hands down.
Yeah,
but the way that we're playing now and what we need right now, Max is giving us what we need more so than what Tyler would.
Strus got D, so his defense is nice because we need him, and his 3-point shooting is on point too, because that'll be able to knock off some of the because they gonna believe me, they gonna try to come with some double teams for most of our players next game. But what they gotta account for is that our defense is incredibly quick. They quick to get back. You see how we was going over screens, like they was going over screens the whole game.
He was on a string. Our defense was moving on a string.
Well, from three on Saturday though, he was 3 of 10 from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
He was
both of the teams. We sucked at. We had
a horrible shooting day.
We was horrible.
Yeah, well, because we shot high percentages inside the 3-point line.
It was that 32
to 50. It was more of a battle. It was the battle of who was gonna score more in the paint. And that's where you guys kind of like
we got that 50 to was 36 or 32,
like 36 or some shit.
Those paint
36 and 50. They was getting in the paint easier. Believe me, the Knicks gonna try to adjust for that. That's when our outside shooting need to come in, because if we able to hit threes,
36.
It was 36 to 50. So we'd have been able to, if we could get our outside shooting on point, it's gonna open up the lane. The Knicks they're a decent 3-point shooting team, but when Brunson is off and Randall, I don't know why Randall. I don't know how he just became a 3-point shooter. Because remember when he was on the Lakers, he was a horrible 3-point shooter.
I don't know how Obi Toppin just automatically.
I think
out of nowhere just assumed that he's a great 3-point shooter too.
He's not.
We let him fire away.
I think that's more of coaching. I think.
Yep.
When it comes to Coach Tibbs, he's more like, bro, we shot 43s.
Yeah, that's a lot, man. That is a lot of threes.
That's way too many threes. Like for
too many.
Listen, you know what the Knicks are really good at? Pushing the pace.
Yes.
When we push the pace, that's when we're dangerous. And in this game, we've settled to be more of a half-court team than a team that likes to push the pace.
Well, they tried to
outplay the Heat at their own game.
That
was crazy.
Game. You're not going to do that. Like
they tried to outplay us at our own thing.
You trying to get into a defensive struggle matchup with us? It's not going to happen. Like at that level.
I will say this though, like defensively, we did a much better job in guarding the perimeter in this game.
Yeah.
We did a much better job guarding the perimeter. It was just we did not capitalize on you guys like clogging the lanes.
Yeah,
you know, because you guys were cutting through the lanes pretty easily, and it was costing us. You guys would get, and then you was getting a lot of and ones from the refs. So
I'm glad we didn't do it. I'm glad we stuck to the going over the screens and defending instead of going to the zone. Because if we'd have went to the zone, that'll open it up.
Championship. As a team, we had 5 blocks as a team. And for us to be such an undersized teams, for us to be so undersized to end up with 5 blocks in the game, the way and hold y'all under 90 points in a playoff
really that
game.
Undersized though. Bam Adebayo's not.
He's 6'9", playing center,
6'9",
but he got like
7 foot.
He got like what 7'2"
wingspan.
7'2" wingspan. You kidding me?
How about Corey Zeller? Look at what is Mitchell Robinson's wingspan.
How about Corey Zeller? Like he's what?
Corey Zeller, he's 7 foot.
He's like 7 foot wingspan. He's the only 7-footer we play.
And then Kevin Love is like what 6'8", 6'9". How long's his wingspan?
I think Kevin Love like 6'10". He almost 7 foot, but
yeah. So you're
his
not
wingspan
that.
is
I
about the
mean,
same, about
you
7'2".
size up pretty well with us. I mean, we only got Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein.
Yeah, Hartenstein. Hartenstein played a horrible game.
No, listen. He did play a horrible game, but we don't really. He's more of a hustle, defensive kind of guy.
Inside rebound. Basically, y'all really good at offensive rebounds, and
exactly.
he reason why.
He was one of the top offensive rebounders in the league this year. He's more of a hustle guy. And
they took him out of his game with that.
It just hasn't worked out, bro. Like, especially in game 3, man. Like we got completely outplayed throughout the whole game from start to finish. And you could tell
in that Cleveland series, they was eating.
The energy, I don't know if they was at the strip club the night before, and they had maybe a few.
That's what Stephen A. Smith said. He was like, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they was chopping it up too much and drinking. Maybe I don't know, bro. Because the energy from
said
game 2 to game 3 was like night and day.
Jalen Rose said it best though. He was like, sometime that weather changed too, because up in New York it's not as hot in New York. And you come down to the Miami Heat. That heat in Miami is exhausting.
What excuses am I making? What excuses am I making? Like, I don't understand. I'm talking straight facts. Like, what do you want me to say? Like, my team, my team got smoked. What kind of, you want me to argue that my team didn't get smoked? Like, I don't understand.
No, y'all did. No, I mean, I get it, but
it's gonna be a much better game tomorrow.
Though we were holding y'all, and then it's y'all went to the strip club.
We was getting bushed a lot.
It's too hot. The humidity
getting bushed a lot, bro.
What happened to y'all bringing all of New York down to our arena and running up?
You heard there was a lot of people cheering for it. Like when the Knicks made it, a lot of people cheering for him. By the second half, they was mostly gone.
They didn't have
bias, bro. Till, his ego's too strong. He don't want to admit there was bad New Yorkers there. We don't listen.
I admit that.
We don't have to bring nobody. We don't have to bring nobody, bro. New York is in Miami, fam.
But it did not help Obi Brick City Toppin with his 1-for-4 shooting from downtown having self. None of that helped. All of that, all that.
I would have. If I see that my guys, are not shooting well, I'm not gonna keep telling them to shoot. I'm not gonna have them shoot 43s if they only making 8 of them, bro.
That's poor coaching.
I think they might make a little bit more next game, like tomorrow, but I think they should stay away from that 3-point line and get back to what they were trying to do, which is try to go, paint. I don't think Randall gonna do too much. I don't think he's gonna do too much next game. No, I think he's gonna be the same. He's gonna do the same thing.
We took his confidence. I think his confidence is shot.
I don't think it's you took his confidence. I just think that he didn't play well, bro. He didn't.
We took him out of his game, and if we can do that again, then it'd be. But Brunson, you could tell Brunson is a little bit hurt too. That ankle bothering him.
Brunson is not right.
Yeah, he's not right.
I think he twisted his ankle when he bumped into somebody. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, remember when he landed on that play and then he got up like he grabbed his leg and then he got up like hobbling in the fourth. And I think that's going to affect him a little bit.
He struggled to get to 20 points, so that's a clear sign because Brunson has been over 20 points in all of the playoff games. So for him to barely struggle to get to 20, and then again, Julius Randle, man, don't undermine the fact that he played 38 hard minutes in this game. I mean, he was getting banged this pretty much most of the game. Bam, and
his ankle still ain't right.
Banging him, and that ankle is not right either on Julius. So I'm just saying,
you could see it. That's why I'm telling you, the whole energy is different. The whole energy is different, bro. You can see it in that body language yesterday, bro. It wasn't.
They look beat up
from the start of the game. You can see there was something wrong, bro. Like anybody could see it, no matter how much you love your team, bro. I seen it right away. Y'all was scoring buckets right away on us at will.
Yeah. and it was
and
sluggish. They
that
was
doesn't
real
usually
sluggish.
happen. That
Yeah,
doesn't usually happen
they
to the
was
Knicks,
super
bro.
sluggish.
We're at home.
And
Look,
I don't think it's because of the weather or the plane trip. I think it's just because they was we hit them so fast and so quick,
we hit him in the
and plus
mouth out the gate.
they was focused a lot on Jimmy too. Like a lot of them niggas was focused on Jimmy. They didn't want Jimmy to go 56 Milwaukee Jimmy on them. So everybody was kind of at him, and then he kind of wore most of them down in the first quarter. And
Yeah.
after he wore them down, everybody else just went all. It was just darting over the court. Plus, we was getting to the balls quicker. We was running
There was more
faster.
hustle. Y'all
And
had more hustle
yeah,
plays than we
yeah,
did.
we had more hustle plays. We had people diving. You could see Julius Randle and them. They would just look and like when it was a 50-50
That's what
ball,
I'm saying.
they would just look at it like and
Most
wouldn't
of the
go for it.
times, most of the times, we making those hustle plays. Josh Hart is diving on the floor for those.
Yep,
RJ Barrett,
yep,
diving on the floor for those.
yep,
Hartenstein is another one.
yeah,
Making all kind of plays, but in this game we didn't see that. We didn't see that.
yeah. It was like they wanted to do it, but I think most of them was scared too because of what happened to Tyler when he dove for that 50-50 ball and ended up breaking his hand. Everybody they was like, wait, hold on. I don't want to get injured here, but a lot of it's through these whole playoffs. Like not even our two teams, the Heat and the Knicks. We ain't the only ones banged up. You can see. I think the only super healthy team I would say probably right now is Denver. They got a lot of people that's not banged up, but everybody else besides Denver and yeah,
And the
everybody
Lakers,
besides
I
Denver.
think
You
the
got Phoenix,
Lakers
they
look
messed
kind of
up.
healthy.
Yeah, which ones?
The Lakers, they look kind of
Yeah,
healthy.
yeah. The Lakers is hell. They got they ain't got really nobody that's hurt. You got Anthony Davis who he iffy, but yeah, the Lakers and Denver is like the two teams right now that's like the most healthiest and consistent. But just right now, like Phoenix they just beat Denver,
Denver.
so they 2-2 now, and
Ooh.
Philly they just won, and Boston too. Boston is another team that is pretty much healthy, and they still getting it took to them by the 76ers. The 76ers is, you know what I'm saying right now. Joel Embiid is getting a little bit better, and that's starting to show. But James Harden went off for 42 today.
I trust our guys out of all of these banged up guys. I trust my boys more so because I feel like Jimmy has the ability to play hurt better than most any other superstar.
Yeah,
There was a point. There was
been.
a point in this game where Jimmy he appeared to re-injure that same ankle, and I know no Knicks fan wants to admit that they got a little happy or they started feeling a little hopeful when they seen Jimmy, a little, and he got back up and commenced to cooking Josh Hart.
I don't know a Knicks fan. Can I say something real quick? Can I say something?
Yeah,
I don't know any Knicks fan that I know personally that was happy when Jimmy Butler got hurt, bro.
Well, no, not saying happy, but
no. Hold up. But I want you to take that back because we don't wish injuries and we don't get happy to see anybody get hurt, bro. Not over here. Not on this side. I don't know about any other Knicks content creator.
I changed the word happy to hopeful. Y'all started feeling a little more hopeful.
There is no hopeful here, bro. I want to, listen, if I would much rather beat you with a healthy Jimmy Butler than a non-healthy Jimmy.
You ain't gonna beat us with a healthy or a hobble Jimmy. It's not happening. If Jimmy's on that court, y'all lose.
I'm trying to tell you that I'm not hopeful for Jimmy to get hurt, bro. Like you need to take that back.
I don't think New York fans. I think they want to beat us with Jimmy because they was what Jimmy been doing in the playoffs. So they want extra bragging rights to say we beat y'all with a healthy Jimmy. But
I think Jill likes to
luckily it was
reach a
just a
lot.
stinger. Luckily that was a stinger. Like his ankle, that thing that happened with his ankle, it was just a stinger. Coach said it. Coach was like 3 plays after that, Jimmy was right back to himself again.
He came right. He was cooking. Like it's almost like he got better.
Yeah, they said he went back because coach said like after that happened, he put him in for the like what it was last like 5 minutes, and we was down like 13, and then he put him back in, and he got the shot over Hart, and which pushed us back up to like 15 or 16. And he said as soon as that happened, he took him back out the game. But Jimmy wanted to stay in the game, but coach was like, no, we got it enough right here. You straight.
Skip a beat. came right back in the game, hit a turnaround fadeaway on Josh Hart, and looked over at Coach Tibbs and said, "Tibbs, what are you doing? Get this guy off of me. Get this guy off of me."
Next game, the Knicks is going to try to take. They're gonna try to. They know Jimmy is Jimmy. They know he the best at getting fouls. He the best at drawing fouls and hitting shots. So what they gonna try to do now? I think they're gonna try to take most of our role players out of the game and try to have just Jimmy beat them. But they don't want to do that because Jimmy, he can do that. But I think they're gonna try to make. They was talking about putting in Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose.
My goodness.
I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
That's what it's
I'm a Knicks fan, bro. Like,
you're in trouble. Y'all in trouble if that's what it comes to.
I'll be the first one to tell you I think that's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's what they're saying.
It was like that's a bad idea, bro.
Yeah,
like,
they were saying the same thing. They was like, why would you put Evan Fournier? He ain't played in so long. And
I think that's a
Derrick
terrible
Rose is just sitting on the bench. They like, why would you put those people in?
Hey, Kev, it can't be no worse than it was in Game 3. It can't be no worse than that. So what you saying, like instead of getting cooked by 19, y'all gonna get cooked by 20?
If I'm gonna put somebody in the game, it's gonna be Deuce McBride before I put in a Derrick Rose or Evan Fournier. At least I know Deuce. At least I know Deuce is gonna bring some kind of defense.
At this stage,
Evan Fournier ain't got no defense. He get cooked on defense.
He'll get cooked.
Y'all need Jesus Christ himself to come down in his sandals and come down and try to hold Jimmy or do something. Like,
he said Jesus. I don't think I don't know. Don't get the Knicks that. Don't get the Knicks Jesus because we're gonna lose by 110 if Jesus come down.
That's why I tell you, like, yo, chill, love to reach, bro.
We gonna get told Jesus come down. No, not Jesus. I just hope that they play a good game and they don't. Because I think at home we got a little bit more faith in ourselves at home, and that game in New York. I think they was extra hyped because they felt the squad felt we should have won that game in New York.
We should have.
It was that game. I think it was besides a couple of crucial turnovers, and I'm not gonna blame it on the refs because people like to blame it on the refs. We just had a couple of crucial turnovers and we couldn't hit a basket. We got outscored like 20-something to like 16 in that last
I like this guy.
5 minutes.
I like this guy.
So I can't blame it on the refs because we wasn't hitting shots. But if we'd been able to hit 2 shots, you see what Jimmy was looking like. You see what Jimmy's when the score was like 105 to 111. He was like, okay. He's like, all right. That's why Jimmy came back
in game 3 and went off. And that's why I told you after game 2, Kev, that y'all in trouble for game 3. I told you that.
They was mad. They was mad. I think that's why.
I mean, and like I told you, I think we would have won game 1 had Julius Randle played.
That's not. But how is that?
How really do logically say that? I really do, yo, bro. I really
been a difference maker. It most definitely been a difference maker.
Bro, we only lost by what? 108 to 101.
As long as
I think y'all lost by 6, so it was like 105 to 111.
And
it was 105 to 111.
We missed how many free throws in game 1? We missed 8 free throws plus Julius Randle didn't play.
Y'all missed a lot of free throws in game 3 too. So you can look at all of that.
We lost our best player for game 1, bro. That was a winnable. If Julius Randle plays, that's a winnable game.
Yeah, Julius, man, like he was saying before, if we got to worry about Julius passing and the basically defending, he's not a good defender, but when he gets mad, he's a horrible defender.
He's easier to take out of the game. He's easier to coach
a whole different. I wouldn't say he's a horrible player. I think that he just he lets his anger get the best of him.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, because remember, it was
let me tell you something, bro.
That Cleveland. Look at that Cleveland series. Bro. He was getting into it with his own players in the Cleveland series.
Yeah,
like when before he got hurt in the Cleveland series, he was going at his own people, and I think that's what I think if you look at it, Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart, even though they're real good friends, they have a better chemistry than Julius Randle with the rest of the team. Like Julius Randle, he kind of isolates himself from the team when he's doing bad, but when they're doing good, he kind of steps to the forefront to take a little bit of credit for their success. But him being taken out of his game and him being like rattled a little bit by Bam and Zeller and all of that, he was trying to play hero ball, and he couldn't play hero ball because the whole team was scoring left, scoring right, scoring up, scoring down. He was trying to bring the Knicks back by himself. And it was just
that's
like,
what I think he did. I think that he turned into ISO Randall, and he forgot what he did in game 2.
yeah,
In game
yeah,
2, he was very aggressive. He was very passive.
yeah. He had a triple. He almost had a triple double.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. If we would have had that in game 1, we'd be up 2-1 right now. It'd be a whole different conversation.
I think it had Spo played that same strategy of defense in game 2 that we played in game 3, we probably would have won game 2 because
the squad and we got Caleb Martin hurt too. Caleb Martin was a little hurt. You could tell by the way he was shooting free throws.
Yeah, he hurt himself at the end of game 2. At the end of game 2, he got hurt.
Yeah.
So this again goes to prove that our coach is on a different level than Tibbs. Spo and Tibbs are on two different levels. Tibbs didn't make any adjustments to the way that we were playing and defending Randall and Brunson. He just continued. He's hard-headed.
Can I say something, Phil? I don't think nobody ever questioned what kind of coach Spo is.
Yeah. Yeah, he fifth on the all-time playoff winning list right now.
I think you're questioning or you're undermining the impact and the
value
of what that brings.
You already know in our group, fucking Spo is like Spo was loved and hated in the Miami Heat group.
What I undermine is the way our players have been playing, bro. That's what I undermine.
Yeah, I think the coaching on both ends, the coaches, it's two really good coaches. Tibbs is a good coach, and Spo is a good coach too. I don't think like either one of them is better. If you look at statistics, Spo has won 2 championships, and well, he's responsible for 2, but he's also won another one because he was on the team when they won in 2006. Even though he was a video coordinator, I think mostly everybody on the staff probably get a ring. And even I don't think like the water boy get a ring, but you know, I do know most of the staff. If you're part of the staff, you get a ring. But him coaching himself, he got the back-to-back one, and we went to 4 of them, lost 2, won 2, but he solidified himself as a really good coach that adjusts. Like we ain't gonna have the same scheme next game. We probably gonna have a whole different scheme.
He's gonna readjust. It's a whole different thing.
He already knows what the Knicks coming. The Knicks not coming with, and Jimmy knows this too. That's why I'm glad that Jimmy is calm. Jimmy now. I'm glad he ain't Minnesota Jimmy where he whooping on the team and then running to Rachel Nichols talking about how he that guy. I'm glad Jimmy is now understanding. He's like, wait.
Well,
I can take all that aggression.
I think the culture of Miami has a lot to do with that too, as to why Jimmy embraces that. Minnesota don't have that culture that we have in Miami.
Yeah, you got Karl Anthony Towns, who's really not a hustler. He's really not that guy.
He got exposed.
He's a good player. He's a good player, but him and Jimmy Butler clashed a lot.
Yep. And imagine if Jimmy would have been on a team with Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert is a fraud. He is a total fraud. I can't stand Rudy Gobert. I didn't like him when he was in Utah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy Butler took the bench players.
He took the second and third string players
and played the starters and waxed them.
Beat him
with a Rollie on. He said he had his Rolex on.
That's what I'm saying.
With his Rollie.
Then he cut out the Minnesota. He cut out the Minnesota and just put Wolves there.
Yeah,
he cut the whole Minnesota out, and then he was like, "I'm him. Pay me."
He only shot the ball like twice in that scrimmage. He was setting everybody else up.
Guess who coached him up as a rookie though?
Thibodeau.
The same guy he's cooking right now. The same guy.
But bro, who enforced all that in him though?
Yeah, that was as a young bull. I'm glad his stints with the Bulls.
You gotta remember one thing. When Jimmy Butler was a rookie, he was already getting playoff experience under Tommy T with Derrick Rose and them. And Joe King Noah and them. They was facing you guys. They could hardly beat you guys when y'all had LeBron James in them.
Remember Jimmy hated us.
They didn't beat us. They never
Jimmy
beat
hated us.
Y'all had LeBron in them. Y'all had LeBron, Chris Brown in them. They couldn't beat y'all.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not at
but
all.
and then,
Not at all.
but
That
then
was a
now
young
I
Jimmy.
think I'm glad that Jimmy Butler shifted along with the culture. And like you right, Chill. The culture in Miami bringing him to Spo and Spo letting him basically work out all his past aggressions and then letting him become the leader of the team and basically giving him the reins to the team. That calmed Jimmy down and let him know, like, yo, I'm a leader. Then remember how they were saying Jimmy was a locker room cancer. He was always like making the locker rooms uncomfortable. That's because he didn't have people like he said himself. He's like, the reason that they thought I was messing up the locker rooms because they didn't have the dog mentality. He's like, I came to Miami, everybody here, including the water boy, got the dog
Everybody is
mentality.
a dog.
And he was like that.
Everybody is a
He's
dog.
like, that makes me comfortable. And now he's sitting comfortable. You don't hear him talking about going to no other team. I think, like he
Nah.
said, he want to end his career in Miami. He want to
Yeah,
win
he
the
ain't going
ring
nowhere.
and end his career in Miami.
Yo,
And that's
you know who's a real stupid team, man? Like, I'll be honest with you,
Philly.
Philly.
bro. How you pick? How you don't keep Jimmy Butler is beyond me, bro. Like,
Tobias
They
over me.
thought Tobias
you put
Harris. And you
Tobias
remember when
never
Harris
he
forget
over
cooked,
that
Jimmy
he
quote.
cooked
Butler?
Tobias in that game. He cooked
Yo,
Tobias.
He annihilated Tobias. Boy, remember because we beat Philadelphia what 2-1 or 3-1 this
Yeah,
season.
we beat them. It was 3-1 this
3-1.
season.
Yeah, we beat them 3-1.
Yeah.
Every time they had Joel Embiid, the only game that they won was when Joel Embiid was out and Tyrese Maxey went crazy.
He went nuts.
We almost won that game, but we just let that go. But remember, we had Philly's number, and the reason we had Philly's number because every time we face Philly, Jimmy take all his aggressions and he tell the team, "Yo, I'm on their neck," and he ended up getting on their neck. Plus, him and Joel Embiid is still really good friends. Like they really good friends. So he kind of know the schemes and stuff over there. Plus, he played over there, so he know how the schemes go. He know who they're gonna kick off to, and plus, he was always on Harden, and he shut Harden completely down. He shut Harden all the way down.
And that's the thing about our team. If you can go ahead, Kev.
My bad. I think that Joel Embiid, Jimmy Butler, Tyrese Maxey tandem would have been fucking ridiculous, bro.
Man, I would have hated to go up against them guys, especially what they doing now.
Ridiculous, man.
That
like,
would have been
Philly fucked up. And if I'm not
That
mistaken, I don't think Jimmy Butler wanted to leave Philly. They just didn't.
No, he didn't. He wanted to stay in Philly. He wanted to stay in Philly.
He did. That's why he said that. That's why he said Tobias over me because they was like, no, we gonna go and pay. But they made up that rumor that he had everybody in the locker room scared of him. And come to find out, everybody in the locker room respected the man. Like Joel Embiid then was pissed when he left. They was like, bro, what is you doing? They was like, what is y'all doing, man? I mean, of course they couldn't say it out loud because, you know, the NBA. But they literally said under their breath, what is he doing? What are they doing? Tobias Harris he been okay this playoff series, but he's not Jimmy Butler. He's not no Jimmy Butler.
Looking at all the top teams in the East, despite the fact that we ended up as a 7th seed and going through a play-in, we match up well with all of the top teams in the East.
Yeah.
You look at Milwaukee, we took care of them. Look, the New York Knicks, we're showing that if anything, we can play with them.
Yeah, we can play with them. Yeah.
Boston Celtics, we took them to 7 games last season in the
and we 2-2 with them. We 2-2 with them this season. We 2-2 with them
series. So in spite of all of this regular season record and where we finished, all that, we are equipped and designed in the playoffs to compete with all the top teams in the East.
Yeah,
that's
what they were saying. Now everybody was saying, like, even though Miami, we came out as an 8th seed, they was like, stop sleeping on the boys. Even the Celtics,
not a typical 8 seed.
Like, the Celtics even said it. The Celtics were like, listen,
the second team to come out the 8th seed to make it this.
Yeah, and we'll be if we can hold this series, we'll be the second team in history, in NBA history, to ever come out as an 8th seed to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. And if we was to make it past New York, and we was to see Boston or Philadelphia, and we beat either one of them, I think we'd be the first or the second team again. So we'll be the first 8th seed ever to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals.
All the way to the conference finals.
Really.
The conference finals. And
Not
so
really.
that would be magnificent.
Not really, because we the first 8th seed ever
Yeah.
to make it all the
No,
way
no,
to the
yeah, New York
final.
was. Yep, we'll be the second. We'll be the second because New York was
Yeah.
the first because they beat
Right.
us after the Allen Houston.
That was in
The
'99.
Allen
Wasn't
Houston
that the
Florida.
lockout season? Wasn't that the lockout year?
Yeah, we played half a
Yeah,
season
They
that
don't
year.
count that. They
yeah,
don't
yeah.
count
They
asterisks.
put,
Asterisks. They
Hey,
don't count.
but
listen, it
it fucking
happened. It's in the record books, bro.
the Spurs ended up beating y'all, right?
That wasn't a typical season, though. That was that
The
was a
Spurs
weird
cooked us.
season.
Yeah, the Spurs.
The Spurs
That's
ended
when
the
they had
Spurs
the
ended up
twin
beating
towers, David
fucking Tim
Robinson
Duncan
and
and David
Tim
Robinson.
Duncan.
That's
I
when
got you,
David
Breezy.
Robinson scored
I got you.
he scored like damn near 70, didn't he? Like them last couple, like the very last game he played, he scored like damn near 70. And I think that's when they won that last championship with the lockout season. Because after that, I think David Robinson retired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right after and he ended up scoring this very last game. He had a triple double, but he scored like 70 points. Bro, I hate it. I hate Tim Duncan. He's a good player, but I hate Tim Duncan, and I hated David Robinson even more because them two together. God, bro, they made so many teams. They crushed so many teams, bro. So many people, so many really good teams. They just ran through, man. The Lakers with Shaq and them, they ran through them. They ran through who they run through to get to the Western Conference Finals.
Everybody. I mean,
the Lakers.
they beat
I
everybody.
think it was the Lakers. Yeah, they beat I think the Denver Nuggets team with Dikembe Mutombo. When his very last stretch when Mutombo was trying to get one, and they whooped the Houston Rockets.
That's why you can never underestimate great coaching, man. Popovich, they had good studs on that team, but that was Popovich's
1999
systems win championships. Systems win championships. And the heat and the system and the culture that we have in Miami is equipped for that. I think this is a year of destiny for us. I really feel that way.
My brother was saying the same thing. He a Phoenix.
Yes. They beat the Wolves in the first round.
Yep. That's what they had.
They won 3-1. They won that one 3-1.
Yep, Kevin Garnett.
The next round they they swept the Lakers.
Oh, yep. See, they swept the Lakers. And who they played in the Western Conference Final? Was it the Rockets?
They swept the Trailblazers.
Oh yeah, Portland when they had they had Clyde the Glide Drexler and who else? Was it Sam Cassell? Was Sam Cassell on that team?
I'll tell you right now. They had Bonzi Wells.
Yep.
Rasheed Wallace, Damon Stoudemire.
Yep, Damon Stoudemire.
Carlos
Clyde the
Rogers, Jermaine O'Neal, Jim Jackson, Isaiah Ryder. Brian Grant.
Yeah, Breezy, you can see my link is right there, Breezy. It's at Sports Coasters on YouTube, so you check that out. Go ahead and subscribe.
That is crazy.
Sure you put a copyright on your takes. Chill.
Definitely, yeah. Y'all can
put copyrights on your take, chill. And watch out for Big Fan Breezy.
It's all good. It's all good. The 90s, that whole generation of basketball was as iconic and epic, man. That is so many great matchups, so many really good series. And this series that we have against New York right now, I feel like is redemption for 99 when Allen Houston came down there.
Gonna go down.
And he hit that jump shot on Dan Marley.
This one gonna go down this one gonna go down most definitely
right there.
One of the really good series in history because they already comparing it to the 99 series already with the Allen Houston shot and everything. They say it every time we play.
If we beat these boys in 5, they don't want to throw it in the trash can. If we beat y'all boys in 5 games, then this might not be as iconic as we thinking it's gonna be. So y'all better get shout out to T-Time. I see you, bro.
Yeah, with the Knicks, I think with the Knicks, man, they got a better chance of giving us more competition. I think Milwaukee, Milwaukee is just Giannis and Chris Middleton was okay. Jrue Holiday is all right. They forced him. They fired their coach, and they talking about my man's Giannis going somewhere else. But I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's gonna happen.
I don't.
Milwaukee not letting go of him. And if they do, they say the Knicks got the best chance at getting him.
I don't want him, bro. I'm gonna be honest.
Shout out to everybody here, man. Real talk. Yeah, I mean, shout out to everybody in the chat. Yeah, I mean, shout out to you, Kev, for holding it down in my absence. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yo, chill, man. Cut it out, man. Cut it out, man. I've been
Hey,
watching.
I told y'all boys after game 2 what it was though. I told y'all what it was. I said y'all better be afraid. Y'all better be, but y'all ignored the signs in game 2 that this was gonna happen to y'all.
But check it though, chill. You know what I mean? Check it though, man. Like y'all out here talking like the series is over already, man. Like y'all talking like
no, there's plenty of basketball to play, but you talking like we didn't put y'all in a must-win situation.
All right, chill. I mean, I just got here, bro. You've been on this live for an hour and it's some change now. Let me
All
work.
right, go ahead.
Let me work, man. And I'm gonna give y'all credit, man. Y'all came to the Garden. Y'all took game 1. That was surprising to me. I'll say that much. You feel me? Game 2, we did what we were supposed to do, and well, not supposed to, because you're supposed to take both games. To be perfectly honest, but realistically, y'all had to take that game, the first game at home, because if y'all let us come down to Miami and take game 3 in y'all home court, y'all might as well have packed it up. You feel me? But tune up the band. It was gonna be slow cooking for y'all. Yeah, I mean, but the series is not over, man. Like, I don't expect us to continue shooting 8 for 40 from 3-point range this whole series. And to me, and when you break it down in game 3, that was the determining factor for the game, is the poor shooting. I think on both ends, really. Both ends, the poor shooting was bad. The shooting was bad.
Horrible shooting on both ends.
And the thing that was killing me about watching the Knicks, and why I was yelling at the TV screen, is the momentum killing 3-point shots he was taking. There was times where we was trying to claw back into the game, and then somebody would come up off a rebound and pull up for a transition 3-pointer. Me personally, I can't understand why somebody would do that when you're what 2 for 20 something at the time. Why would you pull up for a transition 3-pointer when you start to go on a little bit of a run? You know what I mean? So the series is not over, man. Like, now when they wasn't even trying to attack, bro. Real talk. Like, y'all was trying to pack the paint in game 2, and it didn't work for y'all
because we made adjustments in game 3. We switched that. Like, we switched our bigs from the top of the key down to the bottom, in addition to putting Bam primarily on Julius Randle man to man. We played a hybrid zone where we was in zone, but then when Randle got the ball, Bam was in his grill.
I ain't gonna lie, I cannot stand our zone.
I don't like it all the time. I don't like it all the time.
Yeah,
not all the time.
Yeah. The biggest adjustment to me in the series was putting Jimmy Butler on RJ Barrett. That was, to me, that was crucial. Like, that was smart. When I saw that, I said, we might be in a little bit of trouble, because RJ has been a catalyst for us in that last game. Like, and for the games that we've won going back to Cleveland, RJ has been a catalyst for us. And to put Jimmy Butler on him, I was like, that's rough. That's rough.
Yeah. He tired him out.
Any player that Jimmy Butler chooses to defend is going to be neutralized. So if we choose to and I told y'all back after game 2, who did I say was your most dangerous player? I said it was RJ Barrett. And I know you remember me saying that.
But if you don't, not really our dangerous.
Well, I said that. And apparently Spo agrees. Because Spo put Jimmy on that guy. Spo is not going to
try to tell him, bro. I try to tell him about Jalen Brunson. He don't listen to me.
That's who I'm worried about. I'm
not worried about Jalen Brunson, because I feel like we can scheme to stop Jalen Brunson with that defensive wall we play. RJ Barrett is more versatile, and his length gives us problems.
Bro,
that's the reason why Spo put Julius. That's the reason why he put Jimmy Butler on him. Jimmy, why would he put his best perimeter player on him?
Yeah, no, I gotta agree with my Knicks guys that I think that Brunson is way more dangerous, because not only can he get in the paint, he can also assist. RJ Barrett is kind of like Julius Randle. When he get hot, he get to ISO playing. and he want the ball mostly in his hands.
Brunson is a better player than RJ Barrett, but as far as who's more dangerous and poses a threat to us and the way that we play, I feel like RJ. And we can respectfully agree to disagree on that. But I feel like when we really want to stop, you see how we handled Brunson in game one, the way we were able to keep him from getting into the lanes, the way we were able to keep him from, he was forcing a lot of mid-range and long-range shots.
Yeah, you're right. That's the Jimmy Butler effect.
We can take him out the game, but we can never do nothing with RJ Barrett. He can go like he's mid-range. He can shoot it from deep. He's long enough to.
So to counter your point, Chill. Game one was the Jimmy Butler effect on Jalen Brunson. Jimmy Butler was the primary defender on Jalen Brunson. He had a bad night. I ain't gonna hold you.
We played a zone. We played a lot of zone on Jalen Brunson.
A lot of zone, man.
It was Jimmy Butler. And then game two, when Jimmy Butler was hurt, what happened? My guy goes crazy.
He went stupid.
He goes crazy.
They always had a triple double.
And I also think I benefited from a lot of poor shooting from Jalen Brunson in game three. I don't think. Me watching the game, I can't say anything that I did defensively that really bothered him. I think more.
God. I think more disrespect.
I think it was the over. I think it was the over there, getting over the screens quickly and being able to double team him a little bit.
Hold on, I think it was more of him having a bad night and like shots that he would normally make on a regular. Jaffe's a net fan. Nobody care what Jaffe got.
He's speaking facts. Like the zone defense do give y'all hell. Y'all struggle with that zone.
Hill, can I tell you something? Jaffe is the same dude that said Jalen Brunson couldn't move the needle and the Knicks would be he wouldn't move the needle for the Knicks. So we can't really take what Jaffe says serious.
Yeah, I think Brunson has been the catalyst to help the New York Knicks get back to the team of the 90s. Because they comparing this Knicks team to the team on the they saying this team got the same kind of tenacity as the Knicks team in the 90s, and that's because of Brunson. You see what the coach said. You see what Jason Kidd said. Jason Kidd said, "I was trying to get that man paid." He was like, "We was trying to keep him in Dallas because we knew what he could do." And he took all of that talent and all of that experience right on over to the Knicks. Look where Dallas is, and look where the Knicks is right now. Jalen Brunson, I'm more worried about Jalen Brunson getting hot than I am RJ Barrett. We'd take RJ Barrett. If that boy Jalen Brunson get hot, he's going to make the series more difficult, way more difficult. I'm not even worried about Julius Randle. I'm worried about Brunson.
He scores his 20 points. He's going to get his points. Like Jalen Brunson is that good. He's good enough that he's going to get his. I don't feel like stopping him is that imperative to us winning.
We got to keep the rest of them out. But if he get hot, it's gonna be hard to keep the rest of them out.
What Jalen Brunson is, he gonna get his points, but when he's getting his points efficiently is what's important. You know what I mean? When he's shooting around 50% from the field in the 3-point line, that's when it's important. Like he got 20 points last game, but it was horrible efficiency. Like that's the key to Jalen Brunson's game is being efficient. And he was not that last game, and that hurt us a lot.
Right. He's not 100%. I don't think he's.
Nobody is in this series. So y'all Heat fans, y'all have no reason to watch Knicks-ish. But I say it all the time. I never use injuries as an excuse. That's never my thing. I'm never. If this person was healthy, then this would have happened. No, I always got the next man up mentality. Everybody's hurt. Bam's hurt. Jimmy's hurt. Everybody's playing hurt.
This whole series is wobble. Everybody wobbling.
So I'm not gonna give Jalen Brunson that out. Yeah, I mean, because I've seen him play hurt and I've seen him cook while he's hurt. It's just I think at the team as a whole, offensively, got to make better decisions with the basketball. Protect the basketball, number one, because the way we was passing the ball like a hot potato, I was disgusted. And take better shots, man. If the 3-point shot's not working, you gotta go to the hoop. I don't care what they trying to do. You got to draw a foul and put pressure on the rim because they obviously daring you to shoot. We was second half, we was getting so many open looks. I'm like, this is schematic right here. Let them
Yeah.
shoot. Let them
Yeah,
shoot.
they was literally backing up off shooters and letting them go. It's like, okay, let it go. And then we would get the offensive rebound. I mean, we would get the defensive rebound, and we would race up the court and go right in the paint. Unless
Yeah.
we could kick out to like Strus, because Strus was our hottest 3-point shooter at the time. We can kick out to him, and he was kind of off. And Kyle Lowry, he did it. He hit 3 for 3, which was that's not. We ain't gonna lie. That's not. It's not like Kyle Lowry or old. Like if this was Kyle Lowry about 5 or 6 years younger, they'd have probably been triple teaming that boy because he'd have been hitting threes from half court. You know what I mean? And his assist ratio would have been going through the roof. I'm just glad that like when he was defending quickly, he got just a little bit more playoff. Well, not just a little bit more. He got a lot more playoff experience than quickly, so he was able to do things that quickly wasn't ready for. But
that's a perfect matchup for Kyle Lowry. You get a young, inexperienced guard who's somewhat one-dimensional against a championship caliber, championship experienced point guard like Kyle Lowry coming off the bench. Of course, he's going to take him to school. Class was in session.
He was eating, and he knew how because he knew how to do it. Like he would get him up off his feet, go underneath the up and under. He hit him with an up and under. He hit him with that little jab step and push off, and that was good. Like next game, Kyle Lowry probably won't have that much efficiency because we know how Kyle is. Kyle, he'll shine one game and then he'll go for like 0 for 10 the next game.
We don't even know if Quickly's gonna go, so we don't know how much.
No, Quickly most definitely probably won't be in. His ankle still swole up.
They already ruled him out for pretty much ruled him out for game 4.
So y'all gonna so who's gonna slide up? Grimes?
No, probably Deuce. Yeah, I mean that's Tibbs' guy. You feel me? He likes Deuce a lot. And I think defensively we're gonna need Deuce's production. I thought that he should probably got some PT sooner because we especially having so much trouble with the perimeter shooting. We probably should have gave him some PT a little bit sooner, especially with the struggles Emmanuel Quickly's been having all postseason. It ain't just this series.
He struggled in the Cleveland game.
Yeah. So it's not just this series. It's not just Kyle Lowry. It's just him as a whole. And not taking away from Kyle Lowry because, like you said, he did put some moves on my boy. I ain't gonna lie, Paul.
He was shaking.
But he just been struggling all postseason. So I felt like maybe Duke should have got some PT sooner. But we're gonna see. We just got to be more efficient, man. That's just my biggest takeaway from these games is that our decision making has been porous. We have not been taking care of the basketball. Shooting like we've been struggling shooting this whole postseason, but we find a way to pull out these games because we protect the basketball and attack. And we haven't been doing that for most of the series, and that got to change. You feel me?
Julius, man. Julius and them attempts, his little layup, try to draw foul attempts, that was pathetic. I ain't seen Julius do that in a long time, but you seen the way he was going to the rim and just throwing the ball at the rim.
And it's not gonna get no easier for him because now Bam is locked in now. Defensively, Bam is locked in now.
Game two woke Bam up a little bit.
A lot.
He blamed it on himself that he didn't take initiative, and he basically did something that he never do.
He never does that.
Us losing that game was on me. He put every mistake and every missed shot on himself. And Bam don't do that.
He's never done that.
He don't do that. He don't do that at all.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
When he said that, I was like, he might come out and do it. And when he came out with that 17 point, 14 rebounds, and I think 17 points, it might be 12 rebounds he got.
On 50%
12 rebounds.
On 50% shooting.
Yeah, and when he was going to the rim and getting, like he was saying, he's like, I didn't get my shots that I usually get. He's like, I work on them all the time, and I didn't get him that game. He basically took all of that and just beat himself across the head with it. So when he came out, he was incredibly aggressive. When we can get a incredibly aggressive Bam on the defense and the offensive side, it make it hard for teams to stop Miami because now you got Jimmy Butler going crazy, then you got the second All-Star going crazy, and then you got Kyle Lowry that's he has at any given
the
time.
role players, and Max Strus can get hot
Yeah.
whenever he wants. So it's gonna be tough for y'all to be able to deal with this level of play from a Miami Heat team that's this locked in. And with Coach
If we can
Spoelstra,
stay locked in,
I
it's gonna
mean,
be a good
locked
series.
in. If we
bro.
play with a little bit more heart, more aggressive, this
It's gonna be a
game
really
is
good
y'all
series.
easily
still would have
go
lost by
another
10.
way, chill,
Then
because y'all
y'all would have
not
lost
really
by 10
shooting the ball
instead of
well at
20.
all whatsoever, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Y'all
what we
really
need.
not,
We need to get our outside shooting. Like if Duncan can
bro.
somehow form back up to where he was last year with shooting, if we could get him to basically distract everybody else, because if he get hot, there's gonna be a
It's
problem if Duncan get hot
over.
from the 3-point
It's
line.
You literally,
over.
you can't say that y'all clicking on all cylinders when you're
No,
shooting literally. You're
yeah,
shooting
no.
literally 21% from the 3-point line, bro. That's not clicking on all cylinders.
No. But it's for us to shoot that poorly and still win a game by
And
that margin. We're
38% from the
clicking
field, that's not
defensively.
clicking on all
Yeah,
cylinders,
We're
bro.
clicking
That's
on
not.
defensively. We are. If
defensively,
Defensively,
we
you're
doing better
playing,
than what we did in a long
but
time.
again, we're not playing as aggressive and we're not pushing the pace as we should be. That's what we haven't played
you
our
see it
game
from
of
that
basketball.
perspective, I see it from the perspective that our defense is forcing y'all into that. You're seeing it.
yeah.
You're just saying it's self-imposed, like y'all are self-imposing this poor play on yourself. I'm saying that our defense and our coaching is forcing that poor play on y'all. That's
I
where
think
we differ
the
in
defense
opinion.
is. I think the defense in Game 3 threw them off threw the Knicks off what their usual game is, which is pushing the pace,
Monkey wrenched y'all whole
pushing the
game
pace.
plan.
Yeah, that was they pushed the pace so we could stop the pace just a little bit. But I think if the Knicks, like he said, if they play with a little bit more heart and they play with a little bit more consistency, then it's gonna be a
This
really
how I
good
feel
series.
about that, Chill, about what you were saying. Like I think it's a little bit of both. I really feel like we not that bad of a shooting 3-point shooting team as we played in game 3.
Yeah, no.
That's just that so like yeah, the defensive game plan is pushing us to shoot more threes, but at the same time we not that bad. So to Kev's point, some of that is self-imposed because Josh Hart, since he's been a Knick going towards the end of the season and in most of the playoffs, has been shooting very high from 3-point range. He couldn't hit nothing. Jalen
In
Brunson,
Portland, he was garbage.
yeah, Jalen Brunson in most of the season and in the playoffs was shooting a pretty decent percentage from 3-point range. He was missing wide open 3-point. He was 0 for 5 from 3-point range. You feel me? So to not take away any credit from what Spoles is doing and y'all defense, yes, it is pushing us to take more threes, but it's up to us to make these. You feel me? Like, because
you gotta make them. And
guys,
us shooting hard from the 3-point line too. And we didn't went from being like the worst 3-point shooting team in the regular season to being the best 3-point shooting team in the playoffs.
This is a
But we
different
didn't prove that
season.
yesterday.
This is
We
a
did
whole
not prove
different
that
season.
yesterday. Yeah, we didn't prove that yesterday. We should have been what we tried to do. We tried to outshoot the Knicks in 3-pointers, and they made like one more 3-pointer than we did. If we can stick to the get threes when we can, but still get into that paint like we did,
We're
that's why I think
unbeatable.
we can shine. I think we
Or
can shine and take a
if we
3-1
don't
lead. But
shoot
if
that
we,
poorly from 3, if we shoot just a notch better from 3, that
yes,
game is a 30-point blowout instead of a
yeah,
20.
We could
if
say the
we
same thing
was
for the
able to
Knicks,
shoot if
bro.
we hit more threes,
you
We
can
could say
say
the
that
same
same
thing
thing.
for the Knicks.
yeah,
No, I can say
yeah.
this.
I was just going to say you could say
I
that
can say
if the
y'all
Knicks
lost by,
shot a
but you
little bit
lost by
better,
20. So if y'all shoot a little bit better from 3, what you lose by 10 instead of 20, you still lose.
probably,
I mean,
probably,
the margin of victory
Well,
wasn't close enough for y'all to say, oh, this
you know
one
why?
thing there here or one thing there. We blew y'all out the water. We ran y'all boys out of the gym. So that
You know
means
why that's a horrible
there's
take?
not one thing wrong. There's multiple things wrong with what y'all did.
You know why that's a horrible take? Because saying just if we made a few more threes, we just that changes your whole defensive scheme if we making 3-point shots. That opens
yeah,
up the paint for people like RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, and Jalen Brunson to get more. So you can't really say we lose by 10. That's a horrible take, bro. Because Chill, if the 3-point shots is falling, y'all not playing 2-3 zone for most of the game. Y'all not packing the paint for most of the game. That no coach is going to allow that to happen to their team. So to say, like, we don't know what happens if
Yeah.
the Knicks.
I wouldn't. I would say if we both shot better from 3-point, who knows what would have happened? But I'm just glad the outcome was like it was because we got that game with through the free throw line and in the paint. That's how we got that game. We got it at the free throw line and we got it in the paint because the 36-50, that was the thing. And the what 20-something 20, I think it was like 40-something free throws, like to New York's like 40-something free throws. But either way it go, we was almost even with the free throws. Yeah. And with them, that's what helped us. Jimmy went to the line, he hit most of his, and everybody else was hitting their free throws, and we played a defensively tough game. We got in the paint, and we was packing the paint. We was able to get enough offensive rebounds. We had like 2 more blocks than the Knicks. We had like 1 or 2, a couple more assists. But if we can find a way to do that, plus hit a few more threes from the outside, it's going to be a really good series.
And I like that. I like the likelihood of that more than the likelihood of any one of these Knicks players catching fire from 3. I just don't see. We don't fear Obi Toppin or Grimes or Rose or any of these guys. We will live with y'all shooting those threes. Those same open shots that y'all had in game 3 and in game 1, y'all gonna have those same open shots in game 4. I don't see us miraculously all of a sudden now we want to come and close out on Obi Toppin. Now we want to y'all are going to get those same shots because Coach Spo and I believe that y'all can't beat us from the 3-point line. So if we take that away, I mean, we're going to give you that. We'll give you those shots all day. They're open for
I think Coach Spo is worried about it. That's why he was doing what he was doing.
You being modest. I'm not.
My thing is this. My thing is this, right? We shot bad, but there's been plenty of games that I've seen Obi go crazy. There's been plenty of games I've seen Quentin Grimes go crazy. Like, so to say that you're not worried, that's kind of arrogant because these guys have the ability to catch fire.
I ain't gonna take it as far as to say that. I'm pretty sure Coach is worried about that because what y'all did in the Cleveland series.
He's leaving them boys wide open, though. He's leaving them boys wide open on purpose.
Because they've been struggling. I don't blame them. And you got to prove to me that you can make them. But I guarantee you, once they start making them, Coach Spo going to change it up.
He's going to switch that up.
I think the lights is too bright. I don't think they're going to make them.
Look at Obi Toppin. Didn't Obi hit like, 4 or 5 for the last game in Cleveland? Then he hit like 5. He went like 4 for 4 threes. And he's not known as a 3-point shooter, but he hit like 4 for 4 threes. You think Coach was watching that? And in the first game, they shot well from outside the arc. Like, New York was shooting well, and in game 2, they was going crazy from outside the arc. So it was just like it's probably like one of them little lapses where they've been shooting so much they probably shot themselves out for a minute. But I don't think tomorrow.
They're
going to take as many threes, but I think they're going to try to take really smart threes.
GC
I think they're going to try to take smart threes.
Cop and I'm the bad cop. He's a good cop.
No, the problem is
paranoid. I'd be so paranoid, man.
Your man is a realist and you more biased.
He's the good cop. I'm the bad cop.
You know what I mean? He's more of a realist. Like he understand more where you'll fight. You'll understand it, but deep down you want to fight it. Like you don't want to accept it.
I have a hard time believing that these boys are gonna wake up all of a sudden and start making a bunch of.
I'm with you. I want us to blow every team out every time, but I just know it's not gonna happen. And I know that this Knicks team is pretty. They pretty decent. They pretty decent.
They are, but now they're.
And another thing I didn't see from this team that we did in game 2, we weren't pushing it like off of misses. We weren't pushing. The only person that was trying to push the rock was Josh Hart. Everybody else was waiting for y'all defense to set up. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, why would you wait for them to get set and match up? I think a lot of the reason why we had
Randall just stood around too.
And this is the one play that infuriated me watching Randall. Jalen Brunson comes and set a decent screen for Julius Randle so he get the mismatch. I forgot who was guarding Brunson. And Julius Randle waited for Bam to come around the screen. I was like, bro, if you don't tech this little boy,
the play that surprised me was when Jimmy got up over Randle and Randle looked like he didn't even try to jump. when Jimmy got that little 15-footer when he went up, Julius Randle just looked at him. He just looked at him go up, and Jimmy just hit it like almost wide open. He just swoop and hit it, and Julius just looked like he was defeated. I'm like, bro, I'm not used to seeing you do that. I thought you would at least try to. Jimmy just came, grabbed it, boom. I was like, now, Julius, you got to do better. If I was a Knicks fan, I'd have been cussing now. I'd have been cussing right at him at the TV. I'd have been like, Julius, what the is you doing?
Yeah, I think the team as a whole didn't come out with the right effort in Game 3. Yeah, I mean, and look, he talk about I needed vacation advice from you, Breezy. I've been on vacation for a week. Yeah, I mean, but anyway, so the effort as a whole for the team wasn't there. You feel me? And that was infuriating. But like I said, I want to see us be more aggressive off of misses, man, and catch mismatches and exploit those. And that's going to get us into a rhythm. You don't get into a rhythm by just shooting 3-point shots all the time. You got to sometimes you got to get those layups, those tools, those dunks, those exciting plays to start getting yourself into a rhythm. And we didn't do none of that in Game 3. None of that was done.
That was us. Yeah, we was getting dunks and then steals, and it was just we played tougher. We played tougher that game, and I hope we can come out with the same tenacity as we did that game. We already, just like Jimmy said, we know that they ain't finna miss as many shots as they did that game, and we probably not gonna miss as many shots as we did that game. But it's if we can come out with that, and if they come out with a little bit of fire, the next game is gonna be a lot closer. Win or lose, it's gonna be a lot closer than how that game was, because we was up by 22 was like the most we was up by, and we started that from beginning to end, and you could tell like each quarter the Knicks got more and more deflated because they was like, whatever our little pushes that we doing is getting repelled right back at us, because these cats keep coming. They keep coming. We getting double teamed. Julius Randle getting double teamed. All of a sudden they switch off. Jalen Brunson getting double teamed. Josh Hart getting double teamed. We were double teaming everybody. And then when one cat would kick off the ball, we would hurry up and get to that. We would hurry up and close out the shooters. We would hurry up and close out the shooters. Instead of it being super wide open, we'd make it contested. Most of the shots was contested, but a lot of them was wide open, and that's because Spo was trying to play mental games with them. He was basically like, we dare y'all to shoot. And then when they shoot, they miss, and then that's deflating. You know, for a team, that's kind of deflating when you're trying to come back.
Wide open jump shots, and you're missing them.
Hell, you seen when Obi Toppin airballed the layup. When he airballed that layup, I was
that wasn't Obi, that was Grimes.
That was Grimes.
Was it Grimes?
The largest margin of victory.
Oh, yeah, it was Grimes.
The largest margin of victory between us two teams this entire season.
Yeah.
This was definitely a statement game.
Yeah.
And going back to what you said, GC, at the end of Game 2, we felt and we thought in our hearts we should have won that game. We felt like we should have won Game 2. So what did we do in Game 3? You send a message. In the very next game that you play, you send a message. You put your foot down, you win the game in any way you can, and you do it in convincing fashion. And that's what we did. And now we have y'all in a must-win situation on our court on
that's
Monday
dangerous,
night.
Though.
I like
dangerous.
our chances.
That's really dangerous. That's basically like how we was with the Bucks. They had to remember that it was the last game that the Bucks played was a must-win, and we barely scraped that away, but a team becomes its most dangerous when their back is against the wall. So we got to play like our back against the wall too, because the Knicks not going to come out and just
lay down. They're not going to lay down.
They're not going to lay down.
I expect a much tougher game in Game 4.
So check it. Yeah. I like the way since the second half of the season, my team has responded pretty well to adversity. Yeah, I mean, like, and even in the playoffs when we lost big to Cleveland, they responded really well. We lose Game 1, they come out Game 2 and respond really well. I expect the same, because that's just been the way this team's been all year. It's going to be a dogfight, definitely, but I expect a different. Y'all not going to get Game 3 New York Knicks in Game 4. I could guarantee that. It ain't going to be the same. It's not going to be no blowout.
No.
It's not going to
I don't think it'll be no blowout at all.
I don't
I'd be
think so
surprised
either.
if it is. I'd be surprised if we came out and did the same thing we did in this game. I would be 100% surprised, but because I know the way that you could tell when you read body language, you could tell that the Knicks players was dissatisfied with themselves for how they played, and I think they're gonna try a lot harder, not just a little bit. They're gonna try a lot harder. They're gonna be way more physical. They're gonna be way more. They're gonna try to make way smarter passes. They're gonna try to make way smarter shots, but I think Spo knows that too. That's the sign of a good coach. He already know that's gonna happen. So
He's a
what
step
he's
ahead.
going to do, he's going to make sure that we're ready for a furious New York Knicks team. Like if this was what's the Timberwolves coach? They wasn't ready for Denver. Like they didn't make no adjustment with the Denver series. That's because their coach he wasn't ready
Not
for
a seasoned coach.
Yeah, he not at all, and he wasn't ready for the furiousness of the Denver team. And you see, Mike Malone. Mike Malone was ready for the Wolves when they lost. When they lost that one game, when Denver came back on Minnesota court, when they came back, they stomped Minnesota. And why? Because he was ready. And Mike Malone was ready for a furious Timberwolves team. They almost won that game. They lost, I think, in overtime, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was overtime, but they lost. Either way it go, they lost in that. They lost in that game because Mike Malone was ready for a furious Timberwolves team. He wasn't. He wasn't preparing for no Timberwolves team that was going to relax because Anthony Edwards was going nuts. Anthony Edwards was going nuts in that series, and Rudy Gobert got exposed like he always does in the playoffs.
Tibbs is going to really he's going to have to do something different. Tibbs is going to definitely have to do something different in game 4.
He is.
Somewhere.
You already know he is.
He's going to have to how about putting Julius Randle in some pick and roll situation? I ain't see hardly no pick and rolls. Like he just was strictly playing ISO, and Tibbs timeout. They come back out there and they do the same thing again. Like no adjustments, no different. That's why I feel like we have the coaching advantage in this series.
Julius hard-headed.
Spo, to me, he just feels like the master mental manipulator, whereas Tibbs, to me, just seems stubborn. He just seemed like a stubborn old man.
I don't even think it's Tibbs. It's Julius Randle. The team goes out. It's just Julius. Julius came out. I bet you Tom had. I bet you Tibbs had.
Julius is waving off the plays.
He had. Bet you Tibbs had a plan. Tibbs had a plan, but Julius said no. I'm ISO Julius.
I'm not gonna let you get away with that one. Nah, because and I've had my disagreements with Coach Tibbs, but that's always been him. ISO heavy. You feel me? That's always been him. ISO heavy. Like wherever he coached, that's the offensive game plan. And the crazy part is we've seen in the postseason in the latter stages of the season that Tibbs got some tricks up his sleeves as far as offense go with moving the basketball, and I don't know why when at this juncture he want to go
ISO. He want to call ISO. Tibbs has always had. He a good coach, but he ain't
gonna change nothing.
He a knucklehead. It don't
make sense to me. And the cutting stopped, and that was the one thing that we was doing well. A lot of cutting and guys moving without the basketball. And in game 3, it was a lot of standing there and watching.
Yep.
And the bench too.
I did see a lot of that. I saw a lot
of that.
This
is what I want to see too. I want to see Josh Hart go back to the bench. Not because I don't think he's good enough to be a part of it. Not because he's not good enough to be a part of the starting lineup. He just does so much for the second unit.
I agree with you, Terrence, in the chat.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, he helped run that second unit.
He plays the second unit plays way better with Josh Hart. And I think defensively, Grimes is good enough to hold tide just a little bit. You feel me? Like it's just a little bit. He may not be as good of a defender as Josh Hart yet, but he's good enough that he can play in the starting 5. And then I was the point differential when Grimes was in the starting lineups in the postseason versus when Hart was in the starting lineup. I think we was like a -3 before game 3. We were like a -3 with Josh Hart in the starting lineup. We were +9 with Quentin Grimes in the starting lineup. And I mean so I want to see us go back to that. I understand Quentin Grimes got hurt. That's the reason for the change. the bench has been suffering since Josh Hart's been in the starting lineup, and we need to go back to
I
go,
said
go
I
that.
back to
think
that.
I think they're gonna keep Josh Hart. I think, and
Yeah,
since Thibs is stubborn, he gonna keep Josh Hart in at least one more game starting.
that's too dramatic of a change to
He
make
not
at
gonna
this
quit yet.
juncture of the playoffs. I think that's too dramatic of a change to make in this juncture of a playoff. I agree with you, GC. I don't see Tibbs making that dramatic of a shakeup at this
He,
juncture of the playoffs.
if Tibbs was to listen to the outside folks, then he would put Grimes back in the starting. But Tibbs is like they say, Tibbs just totally believes that if Randall get hot enough, he can take the whole game over, and you just ISO with him and pass to everybody else every once in a while, or uh, Jalen Brunson. But if he can get it, Grimes is an X factor. They bench was like they said, they bench didn't do that well because they didn't have no two-headed monster off their bench, and Josh Hart does make their bench. Man, in that Cleveland series, he made the bench. He took that bench and made that bench like a whole nother team. That was like a whole different team with Josh Hart running the bench, just like Carl Lowry with us. When Carl Lowry come off that bench, bro,
Yeah,
our
we
bench is
unlocked something.
incredible when Kyle Lowry come off there. But once you put Kyle Lowry in the starting
In
lineup,
star lineup,
our
it
bench,
changes the whole.
yeah,
Yeah,
our bench go down, bro. It goes down because we don't got the veteran savvy. Like Kevin Love is okay when he come off the bench, but now that we got Kevin Love in the starting lineup, we've been doing a lot better with
a
Kevin Love in
lot
the starting
better.
lineup because he's helping. He's bringing a extra body, more weight for the bigger guys, and he helping the smaller guys get through. But I hope we keep it like that because if we decide to if Spo decide to switch it up and put Lowry in the starting lineup or something like that, then that's gonna mess up us. But I think if Josh
Yeah.
Hart went back to the bench, it's gonna be a much different. It'll be a much different monster if he went back to that bench because they bench didn't do that well.
I
They
agree.
was the bench was just
He
And,
may have to
abysmal.
now that Quickly's out. He may
and I
have
Yeah,
will
to.
say this. I will say this. When Josh Hart was coming off the bench, the pace, the pace was crazy.
Yeah.
man,
It was
it was
crazy
really
because
quick.
with our starters, we would play that half court basketball, and then our bench would come in and just run everybody off the court, and we just
Yeah,
haven't been able to do that
So
since Josh been a starter.
yeah. Well,
so
Hart and quickly is dangerous together. Them
Yeah,
two
to,
are
to,
dangerous off the bench together. And with him,
to
with
respond
quickly
to the
playing as minuscule as he been playing, Josh Hart helped him get open enough for him to go crazy sometimes. Like
so
when they had Josh Hart and quickly on there, quickly he the reason that they hit them couple of threes because you got Josh Hart running around, zipping around, and then you got quickly zipping around. So you gotta keep up with them two, and that's tiring. You know what I'm saying?
so
That tired us out.
so to answer the point of it might be too drastic of a change to put Josh Hart back on the bench, but quickly being out, he
He
might
might have
have
to.
he
He
Yeah,
might
might
have no
have to.
choice because Josh Hart's going to be responsible for some of the bench scoring now that quickly is out because
yeah,
if he especially if he's going to play Deuce, we can't depend on Deuce to give us a big offensive help. Deuce is out there to play defense. Uh, So Josh Hart might have to go back to the bench, and I welcome that change. Like I want that to happen, especially if he's going to play Deuce at the one. You're going to need Josh Hart in the second
yeah,
unit.
yeah. I hope they do not put Evan Fournier and Derrick Rose in there because that would be an incredible mistake.
that's
That would
distraction.
be an incredible mistake,
That's
bro.
That's
Because for one,
distraction.
desperation. That's
Derrick Rose, I
desperation at
love
that
Derrick
point.
Rose. He a Chi-Town boy such as myself. He'll get ran all the way around the court
I
because
will say this.
his legs not there.
I
And
will say
Evan
this.
Fournier
If
is he's incredibly detrimental on defense, bro. He would get ran around and in foul trouble in the first 5 minutes and be gone.
I will
Liability.
say this, I think that if Coach Tommy T does something like that, I think he might after the season he might get canned.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause
yeah. You see what happened to
there's no
Budenholzer?
way you.
Jimmy already got some. He already got one coach fired already. Jimmy got
Yeah,
that man
yeah.
fired.
He already got one up out of there. And if Coach Tibbs bring him back, he said what Coach Tibbs said was he's not
I
ruling
mean,
anything out. But
I
if he do that,
I will say this, right? I will say this. When it comes to Milwaukee, that was kind of dumb because you lost your best player for the first 3 games of that series. That's not all on the coach. You lost your yo, and I know you don't like to hear this, Chill. I know that
No,
hurts your
because then
heart,
you go back with the
but
injury
bro,
excuse. But
Giannis losing Giannis for 3 games in that series really hurt the Milwaukee Bucks more than the coach.
Kev, the
That
number
man.
one team, the number one team in the NBA. If anything, without their best player, they should be able to, just on the strength of them, their
No,
coaching and their
no,
roster, they should be able
no,
to get past an
no,
8 seed.
no,
I'm
Chill.
sorry,
Because I'm
Kev. I'm
telling
not
you
going to
right
give you
now,
that.
I'm telling you
Giannis
right
is the
now, yo,
reason why.
Chill,
No,
Chill. Let's be
Yo,
real here.
yo,
the number
Without
one
hold
Jimmy
on,
team in
Kev.
the
Butler,
NBA.
without Jimmy Butler,
Hold
you're
on,
not
Kev.
gonna win a playoff
Yo,
series,
listen,
bro. Cut it
listen.
out.
And
You
you
act
know,
like
I
Giannis didn't
hold on,
play. Jimmy
hold
Cut
missed
on,
the
it out.
game, and Jimmy's
hold on,
compromised.
Cut
Giannis
it
hold
still
out.
on,
ended. Giannis still
Cut it
ended up
out.
playing that
Cut it
last
out.
game
hold on,
of
Cut
the
it
series.
out,
hold on,
bro. Cut
hold
it
Stop
on. You know,
out.
using that as an
Cut it
excuse.
out. Cut
And
it
they have a
out, bro.
winning
I ain't
record
gonna let
without
you cut
Giannis.
it
They had
out,
a winning
brother.
record without Giannis
Cut
all
it
season
out.
long.
yo,
So
listen,
how are
yo,
you going to sit up here and
You are
say that
not. You are a 500 team without Jimmy Butler, bro. If
listen,
you play
listen.
in
Philly or
Milwaukee without
Boston without
Giannis?
Jimmy Butler,
Milwaukee
you
without
getting
Giannis is
swept,
above 500. So what
I
is
don't
your
want to see
point?
that. I
What
do
is your
not
My
want to
point?
see
bro.
that.
my
Without Jimmy
Milwaukee
Butler,
without
you will
Giannis
not win
won more
another
games
series,
without
bro.
him than they lost without him. They have a
yo,
winning record without Giannis.
You can say
Stop
whatever
it.
you want.
They're
You
not
can
a
say
number one
whatever you
team just
want.
on the strength of one player. The
Yes,
number one team in
especially
the whole
Giannis. Yes,
NBA. Stop
yes.
yo,
it. Then how did they
hold on,
win all them games
Giannis
without
is one
Giannis?
of is
yo,
if
How
not
did they
the
win all
best
those
player in
games
the
without
league.
Giannis?
Yes.
How did they win all those games without
yo,
Giannis?
yo, chill, yo, chill.
I'm mad
Listen,
that
man.
Giannis got hurt, but man,
Listen,
if
bro.
that nigga would have been healthy,
Hold on,
that's probably why
hold on.
Mike got fired.
Give me 2 seconds, man.
You're not finna sit up here and say because Giannis got hurt, that's the reason why we won that
chill,
series. Stop it. We
chill,
won it in 5
chill,
games, not
chill,
6 or 7.
Biased. Biased.
chill, chill,
Jeez.
chill. We're
Biased.
not gonna sit up here and act like losing is arguably one of the best players in the NBA. Is not a factor.
He didn't lose him for the whole series. He played. Y'all act like he
3 games.
didn't play one game of the series.
Three.
So you mean to
So
tell me
He
those
he
boys
played
couldn't hold down the
11
fort
minutes
long
in
enough
one
for
game.
Giannis to get
11
back?
minutes.
yo, chill. Half of your victories in the series came with Giannis not playing. Like and I'm not one of those guys that's I'm next man up, but I'm not gonna sit here and let you allow you to act like losing one of the best players in the NBA is not a factor.
I'm not saying it's not a factor, but we were an 8 seed playing against a number 1 seed without our second best player and best shooter on our team. But we didn't make no excuses and sit up, without. So I can sit here and say, if Tyler Hero was healthy, for that series,
Didn't he just say
we could have swept him instead of beating them in 5.
Tyler
No,
Hero. Giannis out the
no, you're
Yeah,
comparing the
no.
2 players in a vacuum. I'm
No.
comparing what they bring to the team.
he
What
just
Tyler
said
Hero
my
means to our
didn't
team.
he just say he
What
compared
they bring to
Strauss
the
and
team?
Tyler Hero on the same
No.
What
Yeah,
they bring to the team?
You can't take
you
away an
did.
important piece like that from our team and expect us not
was.
to have some kind of
That's
drop off.
Tyler's a
that's
20-point shooter, but Giannis is a fucking 20, 30 point,
He
10,
can
15 rebound. Like that. I'm not glad or I'm not hopeful that he got hurt. I was actually mad when he got hurt because I wanted to beat them at full power to make it a lot better. But everybody including us Heat fans, most of us Heat fans will tell you that the series changed when Giannis got hurt. When he got hurt, it didn't make it easier because we got torched by like 30, man, when they hit like the 25 threes.
they
We got
led us
torched that
most
game.
of the series, fam. Like
Yeah.
they led the game in most of the series. They were beating us most of the series without Giannis. Then all of a sudden we win, and it's because Giannis ain't playing. Y'all stop that, yo. Stop it.
When he came back and we won, that's why I was happy about when he came back and we still won. That's why I was like, okay, we got the series is good now. If he'd have been out the whole series, then we'd have had everybody calling it a fluke series. But when he came back and he played up to when he got that triple double and we still beat him
in their own building.
That's
with
what helped us.
With the ball in his hand, with a chance to go up late in the 4th quarter, he deferred and passed it to Connaughton.
Because he was
This
scared.
is your Giannis, the same Giannis that you saying.
I do think we didn't get lucky, but it was karma. I don't know what Giannis did, but him missing them 13 free throws, that helped a lot.
Bro,
That helped us a lot.
Giannis was in the game. Giannis missed those free. Giannis is not the greatest free throw shooter in the game. Our defense,
when he won the championship, he was.
We know how to defend
he won that championship,
Giannis.
he was
beat
real
a healthy
good.
Giannis in 5 games in the bubble. This same Giannis.
Yeah.
But y'all sit up here acting like we don't got the antidote or we didn't got the key on how to beat a Giannis. We know how to beat
because we was mad they swept us that one year.
So I'm trying to figure out which one is it, Chill. We was the 8th seed, but that same team beat Giannis in the bubble. I'm trying to figure out which one is it, bro.
It's both. That's my point. Both is my point. That is my point. Because y'all are saying, you're saying that if Giannis would have played, it would have been different.
Your man's just said the series changed when Giannis got hurt, and we all know basketball is about momentum, bro. We all know it's about momentum. Now, I'm not trying to take away from y'all victory, but I'm not going to say
low key. That's what y'all doing. Low key, that's
what I'm doing. Don't say y'all. That's what I'm doing. Don't say y'all. That's what I'm doing.
That's exactly what you're doing.
What I'm saying is, I'm not going to allow you to sit here and act like that wasn't a major factor, bro.
I'm not going to sit here and let y'all act like Coach Spo does not know how to defend Giannis. That's what I'm saying.
He put that he the one that basically everybody tell you that building the wall around Giannis was the blueprint for most of the team.
That was the blueprint.
Beat him.
Spo was the one who came up with that. We gave it to y'all.
He came up with that.
You welcome, League. You welcome.
In this series, I can't tell. Like me as being a diehard, I'm glad we beat the Bucks, but it took a lot. It took a lot to beat them. That 4-1. Our four victories didn't come easy. We had to beat them. We had to beat them in overtime. Once or twice, right?
We trailed most of the series. We trailed most of the series and still ended up beating them in 5 games.
It took incredible playoff Jimmy to help beat it, which is cool. I'm glad Jimmy stepped up when it's playoff time, but I'm just glad we moved on past that series and we in the series with the Knicks because they got us most of the season. And they had our number all season. We only beat them one time.
Playoff Jimmy. That was not playoff Jimmy.
Yeah, that wasn't playoff Jimmy. I'm glad that I'm just glad that we are in a position that we can go. We might be able to go to the Eastern Conference Finals and beat Boston if we can make it past NY. Now, if NY make it past us, I think they have a good chance to beat Boston.
Make sure y'all put that. If Chill is a little bit too confident for my liking, man. I'm
the one who said it was going to 7 games. Your boy said 5 Knicks and 5.
I said 5.
I said Heat and 7.
Yeah, I believe it'd be 7 games, 7 or 6 games.
7.
Yeah, I think we can be 7 or 6.
Beating us in Miami. Y'all ain't gonna beat us in Miami though.
I think it'll be 6 or 7 games.
I definitely like our chances this next game. Definitely like our chances. I'm pretty confident going into this next game, even after that last game. I'm pretty confident because my team bounced back, man. My team's been resilient all year, man. You feel me? My team's been resilient, and that's what I expect. I respect resiliency. Coach Shami T may not be the most prone to in-game adjustments, but I'm not going to say that he doesn't adjust. You feel me? I'm not going to say that he doesn't adjust. In-game adjustments, Coach Shami T don't do that. I ain't going to lie to you. Yeah. In-game adjustments, it's a wrap for that.
That was his problem in Chicago. That's why they got him out of Chicago because he refused to do any in-game changes. He would not do the in-game. If it wasn't go through Joakim, if it wasn't go through Jimmy, it was just basically said it was like, bro, you got to get up out of here. And then the Timberwolves, he went to Timberwolves, did the same thing. So, but in New York, when he came to New York, he has enough weapons. He got enough weapons to where through this season, he's been able to not make no in-game changes, and they still came out victorious. In that Cleveland series, I think Donovan Mitchell totally threw that whole Cleveland Cavaliers team off. I think his energy and his play threw that entire team off because he tried to play ISO. And the game that he let Darius Garland go crazy, they won.
I think also what changed that series dramatically was, Tibbs putting Josh Hart primarily all the time on Donovan Mitchell. That was a big thing. Pause. But yo, Chelsea, you laughing at the comments. Those are Net fans. You know why they're here, right? Because they got nothing to talk about right now.
All right,
They telling the truth though. Like I agree. We do have the coaching advantage
No,
though.
no, they
No,
just biased fans like
exactly,
you, chill.
exactly, exactly.
So you don't. So you
A
don't
lot of
agree
the
that.
time
So you
they
do
just
think y'all have
agreeing
a
with
better coach
everything
than
you
we do.
saying
oh, it's a
because they
Nets
hate
fan.
the Knicks.
Oh, it's a Net
Yeah,
fan. Oh, bro, you should
I'm not
already
going to
know.
discredit
You should
nobody
They
just
already
hate
because
the
of
know the
what
Knicks,
Brooklyn
fan
bro.
Nets
they
is
are.
not
If they
finna.
speaking facts, they speaking
They is
facts.
There's no
not
facts
finna give
behind
Knicks
anything
no
that they're
props.
saying,
Hell,
bro.
Brooklyn rooting for us.
yo,
Them Nets fans is rooting for the Heat.
yo.
But we
They, they,
definitely got the coaching advantage. I
They've
agree.
been
I
talking
agree
about
with that.
the Net fans been talking about the Knicks all day today. That's what they've been
All
doing. That's
day,
what they've been doing with their whole day.
all
I
day.
didn't see no Net content from these Net fans
And as a
all
matter
day.
of fact, can I say something real quick?
He the good
Can I
cop,
say
Javi.
something
He
real
the good
quick
cop.
though?
He the
Now that I'm
optimist.
here,
Like that's why he.
where was all those Net fans after game 2?
Yo, chill. They was
Nowhere to
crying
be
for
found.
yo, chill. They was crying
Dang,
for the recap today.
Nowhere
They
to
was
be
crying
found.
after game 3.
that
Yo,
is
we
a.
could do that.
I'm
Y'all,
telling you,
y'all,
we
And
got the
we
whole
do that if
city.
we
We
do a
got the
recap,
whole
right?
city of Brooklyn with us right now.
yo, chill. And I'm telling you
Brooklyn.
right now, don't
Hey, Brooklyn
forget,
Heat
you
fans.
gotta put a copyright on your takes.
Yo,
Put a copyright on your
Oh,
takes, bro.
you
real
said
Hey,
they
talk.
gonna be
Brooklyn
they
Heat
gonna be
fans right
snapping
now.
right.
That's crazy.
It ain't never this many Net fans on
Never.
my never. It's
It,
never.
Copyright on your takes,
He
chill,
took
because
a
they,
whole day
everything
to
you
do a
said,
recap.
your man brought it to the other podcast and was repeating everything you said word for word.
oh my goodness.
Oh,
So we
Breezy.
got Brooklyn Heat fans.
So copyright
Shout
your
out,
takes,
Breezy.
bro.
Shout out, Jaffe. Yo, y'all boys
You
in it.
might,
Y'all
hey,
good.
listen,
Y'all
you
good
might
with
have
me.
to charge Breezy a fee
That is
after that.
crazy.
You
That is
might have to charge
crazy.
Breezy a fee for taking your
Man,
takes and bringing it to the other show.
I hated
Man,
Brooklyn this year.
Man,
I
yo,
hated it. I
yo,
hated the way they beat us, man. I just couldn't stand. We only beat them one time. I didn't like Brooklyn this year. I I wanted them to lose so bad, but
yeah.
I didn't know they was rooting for us.
bottom
That's
line,
crazy.
yo, I'm staying on y'all heads. So y'all in trouble. Y'all in trouble. Game 4.
I'm
Y'all
here
in
for all the
trouble.
smoke. You know this already. You know
If
I've always been here for the smoke.
y'all in
Yeah,
trouble, if we get this Bam Adebayo, this same Bam to come back, this defensively focused on just being a presence defensively, which he hasn't really been through most of the playoffs. If we get this level of Bam and just
yes,
35,
yes,
40% of Jimmy
yes.
on a stroller, Jimmy on a crutch. If we can get that level, I feel like we can take good care of y'all. We gonna hold down home court. And us
This is
winning game 1 was huge. It's bigger than y'all want to admit.
so this is how I feel about the Bam situation and Julius Randle. Julius Randle's being aggressive like I know he could is going to be a problem for Bam. Like I don't think Bam he does okay against Julius, but I also feel like Julius is not as aggressive as he normally is with everybody else. And I think when he has been, he's gotten an advantage over Bam for the most part. There was that one play where he did try Bam shut his shit down. I was
Yeah,
highly impressed by Bam. But for
yeah,
the most
yeah.
part,
Bram, he was giving them buckets.
When Julius Randle's being aggressive against Bam, he usually plays well. And for some strange reason, he hasn't done that. Like game, what you would call it, 2. Yeah, game 2, being aggressive against Bam had success. Game 3, he was not being aggressive against Bam. He was being very passive, settling for 3-point shots, settling for mid-range shots. And I think it could go either way. I'm not even trying to take nothing away from Bam because Bam is a really good defender. But I feel like it that to me is a matchup to watch for the series. You feel me? That
Yeah, I
has
want.
a lot.
Yeah, if we can get like 20, if we can get even like 40%, or just if we can get Bam to try to defend Randall, even when Randall is super aggressive, if we can get him to slow him down just a hair,
Here.
just a hair,
That's all we need.
it'll help. Like I think Randall gonna come out and he gonna get his 20-something points, 25 points next game. I think he probably gonna go crazy with like
This
10 rebounds,
this is
and I
this is
think he
when I
going to pass
say
the ball a lot more too.
this is when I say fans are biased, bro.
He gave him 25 in what
This is
18?
when I say fans are
What are you
biased.
talking about? He
Jock,
gave 25 in game
You
2.
Jock
What
was
you
are
there.
you
you
Randall
you
don't
you
got
you
no
see how
answer for Bam.
biased
he gave him
I
25 in 18 game 2. What are you
Not at all.
talking about?
He said he ain't got. He said he ain't got no answer for him.
No, but Bam wasn't really defending
Come
Julius
on,
Randle in
stop.
game 2 like
Oh
that.
In game
man,
It
two.
wasn't. No,
bro.
and if you look at the regular season, Kev, no, if
Wow.
you look at the regular season, if you look at regular
All
season,
right, yo, you know
Jimmy
what?
Butler was guarding
You
Julius
you you
Randle
you you
mostly in the
you
regular
right,
season.
chill. You
Go
right,
back and
chill.
look at that game-winning shot that Julius Randle made on us in the regular season. Bam was not
Man,
defending him. We had Jimmy Butler guarding Julius Randle mostly in the regular season.
I don't know why
That's
we did
enough.
that.
I don't know why either. But shout out to
Yeah,
Coach
I don't
Spo.
know.
Shout
I
out
don't
to
know
Coach
why we do
Spo
that.
for making the adjustment. But you, as a Heat fan, you saw that. You saw that we had undersized Jimmy Butler defending Julius Randle in those regular season games that
Yeah,
Julius was going off.
but you know who could be a determinant, who could be an X factor if Cody Zeller. If Cody Zeller can play, now that he don't even need to score that much. If Cody Zeller can help defend Randall like he was doing and frustrating him,
Just beating him up.
Cody Zeller
Just
was
banging
frustrating
on
the
him.
hell out of
Beating him
Randall.
up. Put elbows in his back. Do all of that. Frustrate him.
Yeah, he was
Cody Zeller
frustrating.
fucked up, man. I think Cody Zeller fucked up by pushing Julius Randle in the back, man. And you don't give a team any reason to be inspired to play against you, especially
Yeah.
when you win it. You feel me? Like that could be a little switch for the team. Like, yo, they really trying to violate out here, and you don't do that. Like you win it. You already winning the game. There's no reason for you to shove him in the back. No reason.
Yeah,
You already win.
and then that's because Hardenstein shoved.
There's a lot of shoving going both ways.
Yeah,
It was shoving going both
Hardenstein
ways.
shoved Zeller, and Zeller in turn shoved. But I'm
It
glad
was
that
a
they
chain
didn't.
reaction.
None of them get suspended or nothing like that. And it was technicals all the way around. I'm glad they officiated the game. They officiated that situation properly because it was a lot that was going on. And I'm glad that nobody get hurt.
Jimmy just walked away.
I'm glad nobody get hurt, and then nobody had to serve no suspension and nothing for nothing over the top. But
they know the history. But for the most part, both teams know the history. Like,
it's been chippy because they both know the history.
You feel me? Like, so we might need to chill out just a little bit because
I think
pop off. Right, we watch people get their heads stomped on. We watch people get kicked and hitting the nuts. There's too much going on in the NBA right now.
Grabbing legs.
Yo,
we seen Charlie Ward get flipped by PJ Brown. We seen that too.
Really, bro? Like PJ Brown is like twice Charlie Ward's size, bro. Like,
hey, then why Charlie running up on that man? Then like he ran up on PJ. PJ didn't go to Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward got some hands, man. You know, he got
I won that biscuit on deck, Patrick Ewing got suspended for doing nothing. Yeah. Patrick Ewing ain't even do nothing, and he got suspended.
He got off the bench and walked the opposite way, and they suspended my guy.
That series, boy. That series was that was insane, man. I'm just glad UD wasn't there and he ain't run off the damn bench like he did against Bobby Portis in the Milwaukee one.
Yeah, UD, man, he gotta chill with that.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand UD. We understand you the heart and soul of the team. Just chill your behind out, bro. You don't have to get up off benches and run up nowhere.
He got us a
nobody
on the bench.
Listen,
he literally walked all the way across.
So we're gonna sit here and say that. So all right, so Kyle Lowry not sticking out his knee on RJ Barrett. That wasn't dirty.
Oh, come on, fam.
That wasn't dirty, Jaffe.
I see Jaffe coming at y'all.
I mean, Bam Adebayo landing on Emmanuel Quickly's ankle yesterday.
I think that was unintentional. That was unintentional.
He knows it was unintentional.
This is my thing.
He just saying that because Josh Hart baseball slid into Jimmy Butler ankle.
What kind of slide?
I seen Bam Adebayo stand on top of Brunson's foot last game. Like, not just step on it.
That happened. He stepped on. Yeah, he stepped on it. He stepped on it. I don't know if that was unintentional.
What happened, Jill? Why you ain't got nothing for that?
It was not intent. It's part of the game.
But the Josh Hart was intentional.
Josh Hart did a Derek Jeter baseball slide into Jimmy's ankle.
Get
Come
out of
on,
here.
man.
what?
Get out of here, Chill.
He
Get out of here,
thought that
slid
was
into that
I
man
thought that
like
was
he was
Mitchell.
sliding into second
I
base.
didn't know it was Josh Hart until they said it. I thought it was Mitchell the whole time.
No, that was Josh Hart. Nigga,
Yeah,
he fell
I seen
down
it.
and kicked his leg out and
Yo,
slid
bro,
like
I seen it on the
he
replay.
sliding into second base.
Hold on. So you're trying to tell me, like, it was a flop. I give you that. You must think Josh Hart's a third-degree black belt because he wasn't even moving full speed, not looking at his ankle. He intentionally kicked his ankle. Get out of here, Chill.
That was a well-placed flop.
Bro, I play
That was
baseball.
Broadway. That was some
Let me tell you
Broadway,
something. Chill.
Broadway acting.
I played baseball growing up, bro. I know what a slide is. Okay, I won a championship. I was a shortstop.
That looked
Okay,
like a slide
I know
to
what
me.
baseball slides are, bro. That's you don't watch baseball.
You don't fall and slide and kick your legs out. It took Jimmy's legs from right up under him.
Where did you see him slide?
I agree with T-Town. I think it was a flop. It was a really, really over the top flop.
It was a well-placed flop.
He flopped. He flopped like hell.
Well-timed flop.
You think
So that's
that
dirty.
Hart is Hart is a third-degree black belt that he can kick somebody's ankle running at full speed while they're both moving without looking at his ankle. Like, he's not even looking. He's doing this.
His feet don't get tangled up like that inadvertently. That wasn't an inadvertent feet tangle up.
It was a flop. It was
a flop.
It was a flop. It was a flop. But I think he intentionally
did
did
his
it.
legs out when he flopped. He could, if he just flopping, he could have
trying to sell it.
But he fell
he was trying to sell
forward
it.
and slid into Jimmy. Like, what is that?
Freak accidents happen all the time, but you're still not talking about watching Bam Adebayo step on Jalen Brunson's foot.
He landed there. What do you want Bam to move? Like, when he lands, you want him to move and adjust his feet to where he lands?
Do you hear the hypocrisy?
That's a lot different. No, that's not hypocrisy. That's a lot different.
It is.
Put his shoulder, barely shouldered Josh. Josh goes down with his legs out.
Hypocrisy right there, bro.
Now, if Josh Hart would have hurt, like, remember the screen that Gabriel, when he did the screen and Josh Hart kind of flopped past the screen. Now, if that would have happened, then I would have said, but no, I think when I looked at that play, I thought they was going to give Bam like a technical foul for stepping on that man's foot.
For what?
I was like,
He
this
just
looks
landed.
like,
He just
this shit
landed
made
on
me
his
look like
foot.
he stepped on his foot on purpose. I don't think he did, but it looked, from the looks of it, it looked like he intentionally put that foot on.
Don't give them nothing. No little ammo.
I want to be fair to him. I'm trying to be fair because I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing to come back on the squad. I'm just trying to be fair. I don't think Josh Hart tried. I think he flopped so hard. I think Josh Hart just flopped so hard and tried to sell it because he was looking directly at the refs, trying to get the call.
So why not take out an ankle while you're selling it? Like, get a 2 for 2 then.
Bro,
He's trying to get a lot of players though, and he was trying to slide.
That's happened to a lot of players though. It's been a lot of players that's been trying to get calls and accidentally hurt other players. Like Joakim Noah was infamous for that. He was infamous for not flopping. Before it was flopping, he was infamous for trying to sell foul claws and end up hitting people in their face, kicking people in their ankle. Remember, he kicked somebody in their ankle and dislocated some shit one time. And when he was on the Bulls, I think it's been a few instances where some players. The only reason I want to say it wasn't intentional is because Josh Hart was looking totally the opposite way. And I think when he just threw his foot, I think he thought Jimmy was either over him enough or away from him enough to sell it. But he didn't know that he was directly in his line, and he kind of caught his foot underneath him. And
he kind of caught his foot.
I guess, I think Josh Hart got like 10 eyes, so he kind of knew. Even though his head was here, he got eyes down here.
His foot kind of ended up exactly where Jimmy was landing. He kind of just
tried to sell that flop. He tried to sell the flop.
But Bam
landed
on Jalen Brunson's ankle, but he's going to stand there for a few seconds after he lands because he doesn't feel his feet on top of his foot. Like, come on, bro. This is hypocrisy at its finest, bro.
Regardless of that, Jimmy's
look at
proven
Joel
that
though.
even
Look
on
at
a one on a
look
bad
what happened
ankle,
to Joel Embiid yesterday. The other day when he stepped on Grant, when he stepped on Grant's face, he didn't know he jumped back. He literally he stepped on JB's shoulder and he stepped directly on Grant's face. Like he wasn't looking down. He was doing the same. He jumped back trying to avoid both of them, but Joel Embiid is so big that he just so big. So he literally inadvertently stepped right on Grant's face. Like bam, straight on his face, bro.
It's basketball. This kind of shit happens, man. Yeah, I mean, this kind of shit happens all the time. You feel me? Like, y'all gotta stop with this. Oh, he's intentionally trying. No, bro. Nobody intentionally tried to hurt.
Hey, I didn't even bring that up.
If they thought that, it'd have been a flagrant too.
Talking about Bam stepping on your boy's foot. I let it go. I let go of the whole.
That was gonna be a flagrant.
I didn't even say nothing about it, but
I thought that was gonna be a flagrant,
and I'm gonna go there too.
So, I was scared. I thought that was gonna be. I ain't gonna lie, Chill. I thought that was gonna be a flagrant. I thought that was gonna be a flagrant one, man. I was like, ooh.
The way this series is going, they letting these boys do whatever to each other. Like it's
they
whatever right now. They
most definitely letting them play. They letting them play. Scott Foster is like one of the only referees that won't let teams play, but they letting them play.
I hate Scott Foster, son. I hate Scott Foster, bro.
Me too, bro.
Like,
I hate Scott Foster.
Man, all the refs, man. They all
we 0-16 with that nigga.
Yeah,
we are 0-16 with Scott Foster.
All the refs,
winless
man.
with Scott Foster referees our games.
Yeah, bro. We are 0-16 with him, man. I cannot stand Scott Foster.
Winless. And including game 2.
No matter what team with him.
Game 2, he reffed that game. He was
reffing all the Brooklyn games. Each Brooklyn game that he ref, man, we lost all of them because of him, bro. I hate Scott Foster, bro.
Yeah, I do too. We agree on that.
I cannot stand Scott Foster, bro. Scott Foster, and it's not just us. Scott Foster is the same person that the reason why Chris Paul is like what 1-16, 1-17 against Scott Foster. Like he's undefeated.
Somebody got checked. So you got to put an investigation on Scott Foster.
Yeah. Somebody get him out of here, man. Get him all the way out of here, bro.
Kev, Mr. Host, what are the keys to game 4 for y'all? What are y'all keys to game 4?
To me, I would have to say heart.
Josh?
We need to play with more heart. We need to play with more energy.
Yeah.
If we play with more heart and more energy, and make our shots when we need to make them, and I think also we need Julius Randle to be the game 2 Julius Randle. We need him to be aggressive. We need him to get everybody involved. We don't need no ISO Randle. We need let's get everybody involved Randle. We could get that. I think that we might have a chance, and we're gonna need Jalen Brunson. I know he's been struggling earlier in the quarters, but we're gonna need him to be more. We're gonna need him to knock down more of his shots as well. That's what I think we might need
to
win this game.
What's your key?
I think pace has to be a big thing for us. Getting into early offense, moving off, especially off of miss and makes. I agree with Kev. Julius needs to be more aggressive, making quicker decisions with the basketball. Him and Jalen Brunson. No more dribbling the ball for 10 seconds off the shot clock. Just quick and efficient basketball. I think if we do that covers up a lot of the mistakes we make on offense and protecting the basketball, like being smarter with our passes. Defensively, I wasn't really mad at how we played game 3. It was some lapses that gonna happen throughout the game, but as a whole, I wasn't really upset at the defensive effort. I just think offensively we didn't play with enough effort, and as a whole, team rebounding wise, I don't think we were great, but we weren't horrible. So just getting back to playing with some pace, that's the biggest thing that needs to happen for us in game 4.
GC, what do we got to do to win game 4 for the Heat?
For us, we gotta for one, we gotta shoot better from outside. We got to find somebody that with a hot hand and make sure that they can hit. If we get down, we got to make sure that somebody can to help us will us back into the game. Uh, Protect Jimmy. Make sure Jimmy don't have to carry the workload, because if we can keep Jimmy fresh and we can keep him vibrant throughout the quarters, he'll help us defensive wise and offensive wise. And we need Bam. We need Bam to stay aggressive. If we can get Bam to at least give us 50%. Now he ain't got to give 50% shooting. He can give us 50% effort on defense, like he did again, and he can help disrupt Randall or whoever they put him on. I think we got a good chance of winning the game again.
And I'm gonna piggyback off of that, Keys. I really think Bam is a really huge key for us, mainly on the defensive end. If we can get Bam to be that aggressive defensively again and take the challenge of man to man defending on Julius Randle, and also our guards. Our guards have to rebound the ball. Like our guards have to help Bam down low, because Bam is really primarily our only big man. So when we keep you off the offensive boards and limit your second chance points, we have a much better chance of doing that. So I like our guards to rebound a lot and keep Jimmy fresh. Let Jimmy just be Jimmy. I'm not worried about Jimmy. I really feel like, if he's out there on the court, he's going to be Jimmy. So it's the other guys contributing, rebounding, and Bam stepping up defensively primarily. I think that's going to be our keys to victory. And Spo's going to do what he do. So that's how I'm feeling. That's me right there. I really don't have nothing else to say for game 4 other than, may the best team win. I wish the best for y'all boys in New York coming down. Sorry about Quickly. Hope that he recovers soon so he can make it back into the series at some point. Because
I like Quickly.
I like him too. He's a big part of the series and a big piece of y'all team. So it'll be a shame if he can't go for the duration of the series, but we'll see. I like us to win game 4 and go back to New York, one game away from closing y'all out. That's my prediction.
Yeah, man. So, it was good, man. This was some great stuff today.
Yeah.
To dissect the game, game 3, and it was great to have y'all, pull up. T-Time, it was great to have you pull up as well.
Yeah.
Yo, chill. I know, and what's your name again? GC?
Yeah, you call me GC. Don't even.
Okay.
You ain't got to say the whole name. Just GC is cool.
GCI. So chill. Put your let everybody know where they could, follow you at and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, most definitely, no doubt. Y'all check me out. My YouTube page is at Sports Coasters. Sports Coasters, like sports, and coaster like you drink on, but we ain't drinking. We just talking sports. So Coast to Coast Sports, that's what it is. Check your boy out, Chill Samp, aka Brother Noomsi. Big shout out to the 305. Y'all know what it is.
Go ahead, GC.
Yeah, y'all can check me out on my YouTube channel. The name right there, GC AAKI TV. I'm also I got podcasts, so y'all can check me out on Spotify, Google, iHeart. I'm on all formats, so y'all can check me out there. And I'm coming out with a sports show, so I'm gonna be hollering at all y'all boys to come on the little sports podcast I'm finna do. So y'all can check me out there.
Let's get it.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna get a follow. I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna follow you for sure. And I already follow Chill because I know we do both hip hop and all that. So I'll be
doing the same thing. Y'all hit me up there. We're gonna get on some things.
Yeah. Likewise. So we'll be back for the game 4 recap. We gonna
already know.
Yeah,
send me the link and I'm on that thing.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all guys for pulling up, man. Chill. Thank you for pulling up this whole series, man. And
no doubt.
You already know. Thank you for holding it down in my absence, man. But y'all been putting in some good work. It's been entertaining stuff to watch. I so happen to be lucky enough to join today.
Yeah, I'm glad you came out. Glad you came out.
I was in the crib and I open my phone. I'm like, Knicks is live. Oh, now hold on. Ain't nobody tell me what's going on.
You got right.
Yo, and it's like like I don't know, like T-Time got a rough schedule, so it's kind of like, I was like, I don't know, I should have hit you up. That was my
I'm
fault.
off tomorrow. You know what I mean? I'm off tomorrow. So
All right,
Okay.
cool,
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Me
So
too.
So
Me too.
we definitely,
Let's get it.
right after the game or whatever, we'll figure things out, and we'll definitely, have our little recap tomorrow night.
Looking forward to it, fellas.
Yeah.
Good
Looking
luck.
all
forward to
right,
that. Yes,
Yes,
good
sir.
sir.
work, good work.
All right,
Salute.
y'all. Salute, man.
Salute.
Everybody have a good night. I appreciate everybody that pulled up, man. We appreciate all the support, man.
Shout
Y'all have
out
a
to
good night.
everybody in
Stay
the chat
blessed.
too. Shout out to
There
the
it is.
whole chat, all of y'all. Shout out to
Yeah,
everybody.
facts.
All right, man.
All
Be
right,
blessed.
All right.
all right,
Black.
Kev. Close it out, man.